no fucking better. We were just
and his wife was gonna be good with it too. So I mean, like y'all talking like, oh, she wouldn't have been good with the black lady doing it. If black lady got just as much money as that white lady got, they doing the same goddamn thing.
Yeah, but for the most part, we know what the dynamics of that is. Black women ain't going over to pay for dick. They don't do that. You know why they don't do that, Corey?
Say what? Say it.
You know, white women. You know why black women don't necessarily have to go to that extreme to get a black man?
All right, man, I'm about here.
I swear.
That was a good time, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
When the intelligence drop, I gotta flee. I gotta get out of here.
Right. I still.
Yeah, that's when the headaches come and shit.
Exactly, bro.
I mean, the brother, he the one brought it.
You gotta
get about it.
All right, now we got NC-17 is my rated R.
Yeah,
This is looking at shit, you know. It ain't even that. I mean, they saying intelligence didn't drop. I mean, I don't understand how.
All right, the Sauce said he coming back. He said he got his computer on.
Man, I'm done with him. I'm done. I'm not like, come on, man.
Yeah, he like the supervillain that keep getting more beat up and shit.
Come on,
he just be saying shit at this point.
Assault, come on there.
Assault like goddamn wild coyote. That motherfucker always try to catch the road runner, got that trap, blow up on his ass.
Right.
Get caught with his own source and shit.
Yeah, he remind me of Cube. He remind me of Cube a little bit.
Motherfucker, he shoot a rocket launcher. Next thing you know, the rocket chasing it back.
It's
crazy,
like
he just saying shit at this point.
That nigga work ethic though, I swear. You gotta give him the Wile E. Coyote. That nigga work ethic was bar none.
Oh, he determined. He definitely determined.
Did not let failure deter his goal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Remember the one with Wile E. Coyote and the Road Runner, like they clocked in like they was going to work, like okay, we finna get at it again.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that nigga would paint a brick wall, like looking like a tunnel.
Yeah.
Roll around that motherfucker. Be like, what the fuck?
And that nigga smacked motherfucker. Right. I think Roadrunner was pseudo. I think Roadrunner was pseudo though. Really,
yeah,
like
definitely pseudo.
Because he, you know, and then Wile E. Coyote, he was in reality. Because when he tried to run through the wall, he smacked the wall. Roadrunner run right through the motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
But then
because of the stuff in the cartoons, they can't even play it.
Yeah, sometimes he might even, like the Roadrunner, okay, he'll draw a tunnel on the wall, right? And Roadrunner will run right through the bitch, right? But then he'll run through it too. But next thing you know, it's a train coming out of the motherfucker.
Yeah, he be coming back the other way.
Yeah.
Hey, that nigga had one of them road traps. Nigga, Roadrunner over there standing there, motherfucker. Look around and then leave. He go, what the hell? That cartoon, that's a trip back in the day, man.
He had the physics because his physics, you know what I'm saying? He was really trying to work his math out and shit. He'd draw the blueprint and everything.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I'm saying the Roadrunner was pseudo. The Roadrunner was pseudo as fuck, man.
Yeah, that was a bullshit. He was spending good money for the best Acme equipment money could buy.
Yeah. He'll have it delivered by the Acme truck, everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Top-notch quality shit. You know what I'm saying? He was a real scientist. That nigga was a scientist, bro.
Man, that motherfucker was straight up. He was a physicist. He was trying to get it. He like, man, how is the physics not working out with this nigga?
That's true. Yeah, they done banned them type cartoons. No, you can't even. They done banned Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah. Hey, they say his methodology was wrong. You gotta check his methodology. He was reading his blueprints wrong and shit. Doing his math wrong.
Yeah. Hey, that motherfucker had a blueprint. He had test his theory out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He had tested in everything. That's
all
what
of
I'm
the
saying.
math, everything's right.
The math,
that roll.
everything. The math be right. Everything.
Yeah. Because sometimes scientists code on run examine every little, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, the road runner come right through that motherfucker. Phil Valentine, that nigga real quick, like, whoop.
Yep.
Shit.
Straight up pull a Phil Valentine's on his ass. Metaphysics. He come with the metaphysics on your ass.
Yeah, Sauber getting that damn work put on his ass today.
Yeah. I think he just be saying shit at this point. But yeah.
But you can see, man, like blackology, that shit here to stay, especially in the community. You know, especially in the community.
It runs deep, and I just now like, a lot of this shit I just assume like, okay, I never looked into it. You know what I'm saying? So, like in the past year, like I've been surprised by a lot of shit. Like people think that, because of the shit we say, like that we not surprised by half of the shit that we find out when we dig into this research. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Shocked. So I think the most surprising thing is for me is like, you think that when the accurate information shows up, you know what I mean? Because you think it was just that they just didn't get the right information, right?
Right.
And then even when you produce the right information, it's still like, nah, I'll accept that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, damn, all right, well, I guess it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit.
Right.
I guess you knew better, you do better. I guess that wasn't what it was.
No, that's not the case. You maintain the order of the day. You know what I'm saying? That's that misusage again. But yeah, I like I said earlier, man, shit's always like, even when like you'll find out, okay, well, they wasn't telling the truth about that part, right? But then you look into it, it's way worse than that. They was actually you know what I'm saying? It's like
yeah. You lied about this, that. You got, oh my God, like that.
Yeah. Like, damn, I didn't know you did all that, bro. You was a damn scam artist. Come to find when you dig into the shit, it's always boiled down to they goddamn snake oil salesman.
Yeah, he threw some Egyptian shit on the my side, like nobody wasn't paying attention to that shit. It's crazy.
Because Chef spoke about like the universal. That was the theme. Universal Africa. No slavery. Right? We didn't do slavery over there.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Peace of harmony. Everybody pretty much got along. All our wars was civil. You know what I'm saying?
That was a shocker to me. You know what? The slavery thing, I'm not gonna lie, that was a shocker to me. The whole Nzinga thing, because I always figure, okay, they had to be dealing in slavery over there, right? So, but I'm thinking, okay, it's the circumstances. It was wild, you know what I mean? And like you got these colonial motherfuckers all up in there, you know. I mean, you really you got your back against the wall a lot of the times. You know what I'm saying? So I was thinking like maybe somebody was like, okay, don't take my daughter, right? And I get you in there. You know what I'm saying? That type of situation. You know, this is what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying?
No, it was gang banging. It was gang banging at its finest, man.
Yeah, it's when I saw the details of the whole slavery situation, I was blown away. I was really blown away.
Yeah, you know, because you know what the narrative was. The Europeans had guns, so they came with them guns and laid everybody down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Then when I did the history of them guns, I was like, look, guns with got that little pull-up gun. You got to goddamn take the gunpowder out, pour the motherfucker in a hole,
Right.
flame like a goddamn firecracker.
Right.
Boom. Then you got the, and then it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a goddamn sniper rifle.
The guns was like the guns was just like giving one gang some switches. You know what I'm saying? Another advantages and shit. You know, like, oh shit, who the fuck these niggas up, man?
Well, you remember Shaka Zulu won them first wars, and they had them guns. They ran up on got to doing them.
The only reason they beat Shaka them because they were able to wait him out.
Well, his brothers killed him.
They played a logistical position.
Nah, once his brothers killed him and tried to take over the war, they wasn't doing it the same way Shaka did it. Shaka was
Shaka got down lost his mind when his mama died, man. He was starving the people, bro.
Yeah,
mama died, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, you gotta knock this nigga off, bro.
40 days fast, you better not eat no food during the night.
Yeah, we gotta
eat.
I'm like, hey, we gotta eat. This nigga got to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was doing too much.
Yeah, this is like the Ethio-Italian war. Only reason they, Menelik and one, because they use the terrain and the, what I'm saying, the ties to know the mountain ranges like this. So they kind of used it as their advantage to fuck them up and ambush them and shit.
Bro, you remember like Black Hawk Down? That movie? Yeah. That's why they learned even in Vietnam. When you attack somebody on their own terrain, man, it's hell, bro.
Yeah, I hated that movie. I hated that movie because they had fake ass Somalis and them had Somalis in them looking like West Africans and shit.
Yeah, but you know how this, man. You can't be. You looking too hard, guys. It's the movie. Just enjoy
it. Hey! I seen the movie, right? It seemed like it seemed like the Black Hawk niggas. they were getting killed a lot, right? But when I seen the movie, I think like 10, 11 of them died. And they said like 1,000. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but they say that the Somalians were like over hundreds of niggas and died. But they were making it seem like they were really beating these. I mean, the way I looked at it, I don't know the history behind it or nothing like that. But at the end, when they're doing the motherfucking the total death and all that shit, and I was like, damn, they only kill like 8, 9 Black Hawk niggas.
Yeah, but you talk about niggas with advanced weaponry compared to what they had at that time.
But they were making it seem like they was getting with it. That was pseudo shit, nigga. They were getting.
Hold on. The idea was that we just gonna run here real quick and just run through these niggas. That's what the thinker was. Oh, that's all we need. We run through it. Boop, boop, boop. Clean this up real quick. Nah, that nigga was in the goddamn war. You know what I'm saying?
So let me clear this up real quick for my brother.
All right, go ahead. I'll let you go ahead and clear it. But I'm gonna let Schefter get you with the TLA. You look it up.
He can use that TLA. I already told you. So Messiah myth, right? Story of the gods. Let's go to 265.
Oh, Messiah. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna start there. We'll go right to Sheffrin's joint too in a sec too. Let's go to Let's see if we only just got Ngai up in there, huh? So let me make this bigger.
Bro, I said Ngai got different natures, bro. You don't be listening.
You still talking about Ngai though. But you ain't mentioned Netra Cop, you ain't mentioned the moon goddess, you ain't mentioned none of them. We talking about the Neteru Cop right here, right?
You ain't even know for a book that is.
Al Oshon Pietro in I at Toboro. We were told by the elders that when God came to prepare the world, he found 3 things in the land: a Dorobo, an elephant, and a serpent, all of whom lived together. After a time, the Dorobo obtained a cow. One day, the Dorobo said to the serpent, "Friend, why does my body always itch so that I have to scratch whenever you blow on me?" The serpent replied, "Oh, my father, I do not blow my bad breath on you on purpose. At this, the Dorobo remained silent, but that the same evening he picked up his club and struck the serpent on the head and killed it. On the morrow, the elephant asked, let's see what he asked. The Dorobo, let me go down. Let's go up. The Dorobo, where the thin one was. The Dorobo replied that he did not know, but the elephant was aware that he had killed it and that he refused to admit his guilt. During the night, it rained heavily, and the Dorobo was able to take his cow to graze, and he watered it at the puddles of rain. They remained there many days, and at length the elephant gave birth to a young one. After a time, all the puddles became dry except in one place. Now we're going to skip up because we want to get to natural cop. We want to get to natural cop real quick. Let me see. So long story. There you go. The thing which is called natural cop is a god, but not as great as the black god. This is the story which was told us by the elders. The Maasai were formerly Dorobo and had no cattle. It was the Dorobo who possessed the cattle. Natural cop came one day and said to a Dorobo, "Come early tomorrow morning. I have something to tell you." The Dorobo replied, "Very well," and went to sleep. A Maasai named Ayo, having heard what had been said to the Dorobo, arose during the night and waited near the spot where the natural cop was. When it dawned, he went to natural cop, who said to him, "Who are you?" On Leo telling him his name, natural cop asked where the Dorobo was. Leo replied to him that he didn't know. The Maasai cattle wandered, or hold on, let me go down, just so you get the whole thing. Natural cop then dropped one end of a piece of hide from the heavens and let cattle down one by one until the Maasai told him to stop. So who is natural cop? Because he's not the great God as said above. Who is that? That's another God. All right, so we know that they have more than one God. Without me even getting into the moon God.
That's what book is that book old as fuck, bro? What book is
it's
that,
supposed to be? We're not just going off of these new casts. These new casts be lying. We need the old real story.
That old shit be outdated.
From the sources.
Yo, that's crazy. Hold on, that's crazy.
That's
so you saying that the older the source, the less likely it is to be accurate? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying when you go back to the older sources, you're gonna get the full story. And you're
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Gullah. I'm talking to Gullah.
Gullah. I'm sorry.
Right yeah, I'm not talking about you. He's the one refuting because the source is older. That the older the source, the more incorrect it is. But I always thought that the older the source, more accurate it is to being accurate. I mean, exactly. From what I've known. But let me go ahead and let you.
Nah, bro, I don't know that logic. You tripping.
So there's more than one God in the side, right? Now, let's get to this right here. Amenhotep I inscribed the Jesakara Hekatawi. And here we got it right here. For those who can't read it, this is honorific transposition. This is the Jesser Ka Ra. Here we've got that hook. Heka, ruler of what? Tawi. What is Tawi? Egypt. Ruler of the lands. And we know Amenhotep I wasn't no Hikakasu. What are we doing seeing Hika in an Egyptian text on a king's Sarat, in a king's shin? These are his king names. I thought Hik only was for the Hikakasu, the Hiksosara right here. Huh? Yeah. So, like I said, Hik, this right here means ruler. You need to see that throw barbarian stick.
Unc ain't even in here no more, bro.
He ain't supposed to be. I'm surprised you
This
were
was-
still in here after you said what you said.
This
But we
who you
still
are.
here.
No, you no, because the deity you talking about is still the same deity. It's still in God. And God got different natures, bro. It's the same fucking deity.
So you think Netchakop is in God? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's the same deity, bro. It's different
Incorrect.
natures.
The
Got
thing
dual
which is
natures,
called
bro.
Netchakop is a god, but not as great as the what?
Yeah, because it got different natures. It breaks down, bro. It's still the same.
No.
Still the same supreme
That
deity.
would be the red one, but this is Netchakop. This is a lower one. You don't know. That's why I tell you, don't know what you're talking about.
Man, you don't know what the fuck you talking about, bro. You crazy. You a pseudo, bro.
No, I'm truthful. One day, Netchakop told Leo, you want to see Netchakop and Guy talk to each other? I bet you don't. I'm gonna let you, like I said, when I give you a bone, take it. Don't be running around here talking crazy. We in the Messiah book right here.
Yeah,
here.
one book. Show me some other books that say that. Show me another
Any book that
say
got the Messiah is going to talk about it.
Show
if
me
they're
another
talking
book
about
that
their
say that.
mythos. If we talking about them right here, huh? It's always going to show. You want me to show the Illasar clan?
No, show me another book, bro. That say that same shit you said.
Look, the story of the gods. Where was your source at? You had
Y'all
wiki.
shouldn't let us all get to the house.
Yeah, they ain't want me to get to this house, man.
I don't even understand what was the point.
Well, they had something going on before we
He was
stepped
trying
in,
to-
and you, Corey.
Oh, okay.
But what's going on now is Assad and sourced up, and Gelagichi saying that it's only his source is superior than Assad's source. That's basically we're sourced.
No, my source came from Professor Asante, bro.
So, but you're saying that your source is superior than this source right here.
I
That's
gotta
what
look.
you're arguing.
I gotta look into that source first because I don't know. This nigga could be trickery and shit.
He just showed you the book. I mean,
It's just one book. There's just one source.
Okay.
Hey, James, you you automatically thinking that Asar is right because
no. What I'm saying is
Gelagichi
has been disrespecting this brother, and he came and sourced up. That's all I'm saying. I mean, it's been a bunch of disrespectful words.
I showed a source. I showed a source from the beginning.
He showed us
Wikipedia. I didn't see the source.
Yeah, he showed us Wikipedia.
Oh, okay.
We going to A.C. Hollis and Sir Charles Eliot. We going to see Oxford at the Calderon Press. We going to them.
I don't even find this to even look into whether you're right or not. It don't even interest me.
It was a little complex. They kind of further along in their studies than me and you, Corey, about whatever's going on here. I'm just noting the fact that the brother pulled up a source for what he was saying earlier.
What are they studying?
Well, the question was if Messiah were monotheistic or if they had other gods. I said, well, they got a couple gods. No, they just one god. He thought Ngai was the only one. The funny thing is he ain't even said the female name of Ngai yet. But I had to show him in the chat, there's a moon goddess that's married to Ngai. And right here, you got the Netchakop, which is a lower deity to Ngai. He still think all of these is just Ngai. And so with that said, we're going to stop the share. And then the other point was because we was talking about the Hikkakah suit and they thought Hick meant, foreign ruler. I was telling them, I'm like, no, the throw stick barbarian and the heels denote the ruler or denote the foreign lands. The Hick is just ruler. So
yes, and I got what you were saying. I wasn't on the panel, but I understood what you were saying. I don't know. They were saying that you were trying to move the goalpost on that, but I understood what you were saying. You were just saying that I guess because you read the language, that the hick only means ruler, and it could be a ruler of Kemet or it could be a ruler of foreign land. But the kasu or whatever, however you pronounce it, that last part with the throat stick was what was denoting the foreigners or
Exactly.
that's all you were saying. You said you could be the hickers for it's just a word that they use. It's like language. That's all you were saying. So just to simplify for anybody that's listening, that's all that I thought that you were saying. That the hicker just means ruler, and then how you denoted that was by the throw stick of the foreigners in those hills that you said.
Yeah.
Am I getting that right?
You got it perfect. And then we showed the SAR as a hick in the TLA. And then we now show the Jed Ka Ra.
You do a lot of studying. You do a lot of studying, don't you?
Shit, we all do, man. I mean,
I don't understand how you can be an astrocosmologist, and a historian at the same time, plus a linguist. You dabble in linguistics a little bit too. I'm seeing here, and you read on top of that, you read the meta-nature. So you do studying all day, every day, don't you?
I did for a while.
Yeah, once you figure it out, you ain't got to do no more studying.
Honey, where's my degree at on here? My little
certificate.
We about to go all the way in right now.
I mean, once you got pretty much the basis of what happened, you don't really have to do much studying. Now, Asar is a lot well studied than I am because I don't read the meta-letter, but I just deal with, who came first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Because I'm trying to simplify my life. I'm not trying to go into the level of Asar like that. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate somebody that goes to those depths to help me. You know what I'm saying? I don't try to make fun of them or act like they don't know what the fuck they talking about when I don't know what I'm talking about.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Because you know what you're talking about. Somebody got to do the work. Otherwise, we're gonna be just philosophizing all day. And once somebody got to go do it.
Right.
I think y'all doing a lot of philosophizing right now.
Somebody got to go do it, brother.
But no, that's what Europeans do. They do that as well. I mean, we just trying to put it together from an African perspective. Europeans are not.
Oh my God!
On knowledge. See, like when you start talking about Europeans, y'all get mad. I noticed that.
Nah, this African.
They guessing on history. They guess all the time.
I want to talk about African.
I've been trying to learn physics from an African perspective. Like it's kind of tough. I'm still working on.
What's an African's perspective? Explain that to me. Pan-African, you said it. Explain it to me.
We're talking about like when you're trying to reconstruct history. Now, Sosa's talking about physics or something like that. But what we're talking about is trying to reconstruct history. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about physics or nothing like that. I'm trying to figure out what came first, Adam and Eve or Asar and the Set Hey Root story. Which one came first, and then I can denote or discard the second story if it's not.
Oh Lord,
it's just real simple. Like you don't have to make this shit that hard. What y'all do is y'all be talking about Adam and Eve is real.
I don't think neither one
y'all
of them.
Talking about Moses is real.
Why?
That's what y'all be doing. Y'all argue about that shit for about.
Explain to me. No, I need you to explain to me the benefit of knowing that. What's the
benefit of knowing is that the benefit of knowing that. Hold on, I'm going to answer it for you.
Now, let me ask my question first.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm asking you, what's the benefit of knowing whether Adam and Eve came first or Heru or whatever the hell you said?
If you knew that the story of Heru predates Adam and Eve, we wouldn't have 70 to 80% of our people indoctrinated with Christianity. We wouldn't never even fucking accept.
I don't think it matters who. I don't think my granny cared that they said.
Yeah, she did care because she believed that Adam and Eve was the beginning. That was the only reason
for
her to believe that.
If you tell my grandmother
she's gonna go to hell if she came first.
No, listen. If you told my grandmother Heru came first, she gonna say, that's interesting. She probably more likely she might even believe it, right? That's interesting, young man. You a smart young man. I didn't know that. That's what she gonna say. but it's not going to deter her in any way, shape, or form in believing in Jesus Christ, bro.
Yeah, because her indoctrination is complete. So I mean, that's all
Yeah,
that's
the
saying.
argument was never
She has a
Christianity
complete
is the oldest
indoctrination.
religion.
She's indoctrinated into that.
I don't care what's older. I don't. I think
Yeah, I know that's what the problem is.
I think the Christians would have known that, right?
Yeah, I'm saying, but Christians never argue if that shit like my shit the oldest shit in the world ever.
Right.
Well, okay, slow down, then. If you saying that they ain't saying it's the oldest in the world, then why are they telling the story of a creation story? Like the sun was created on the third day, Adam and Eve, came from the real. Hold on. If they ain't saying that's the beginning of it, why is that even in the
They don't
story?
Put all that together, bro.
Because
they do say that. They say that Adam, Eve came from Adam's rib. No, they don't do that.
James, that's because
that's exactly what they're saying.
James, every culture has a creation story.
Yeah, but if you don't know about the other cultures that predate that, then you're gonna accept that culture. It does matter.
You know, let me tell you what my grandmother thinks. She think that they were actually, they just didn't know about God yet, or Christ and all that yet. They didn't have the full understanding. But they were saying the same thing. You know what I'm saying? They just called him a different name at that point because they didn't really know the real name yet, right? See what I'm saying? So is she thinking it's all the same? So whether you say it's Heru or not, she think it's one God, one creator, right? And it's the creator of the Bible, right? But she thinking, you know, people have their iterations of it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, that's
so chronology don't even matter when somebody tell you that the beginning.
No, it don't matter. It don't.
Okay. Right.
That's why I was trying to figure out.
That's crazy because that's how if you knew that history, you wouldn't accept the history that somebody else provided to you. Because I know where your grandmother got that damn idea from, but you don't want to talk about
from
that.
Church.
Yeah, I know. So you talking about some shit that happened in the 1900s.
Where else would she get it from?
Yeah, but see, you talking about something that happened in the 1900s. I'm talking about Corey. If our people knew our history before they gave us that Bible, they would not have accepted it. But you don't understand what I'm saying. So
he said, I know where she got that from, but you don't want to talk about this shit.
Yeah, he don't. He don't want to talk about it. He want to say the only thing she cared about.
Why,
she don't know what she cared about because
why he don't want to talk about it? Why Corey don't want to talk about it?
Because Corey don't want to make no sense out of nothing. He just want to argue.
No, I've been beefing with the proverbial granny for the past week. I'm laying off.
Yeah, my grandma was a Christian too, bro. I know exactly where she got it from now. That's just like saying the stuff that we doing now, trying to figure this out, is mute. We should just continue to do what our grandparents did. We ain't supposed to try to help the next generation.
Well, that's what y'all doing when you try to go back to African history.
Yeah, because somebody gave us a false history. Corey, what part of that you don't understand? Somebody gave us false history. Now we trying to figure it out. That's what this is about. Right?
So the deities and the religion and all the shit that the great grandparents said, those are beneficial too.
Well, only if you're trying to get the other false history out of your fucking mind. That's the only way it's beneficial to you. But if you want to keep that in your mind, it's not going to be beneficial.
Oh, so you saying take Christianity out, insert Ogun.
Right.
Yeah, whatever you want to do to get that shit out of our system. I don't care what God, y'all, as long as it's not a European or Arab based God or Chinese based or something. Everybody else has their own religion.
So what Ogun gonna do? What Ogun gonna do?
Well, it'll give you a cultural cohesiveness outside of being culturally cohesive with your enemy.
They got the cohesive. It's already cohesive. They all cohesive.
Come on, Corey, don't do that. What percentage of people in Africa practice Ogun or anything like that? Just be honest.
That's a small percentage, probably.
Okay, so that's what we fighting. We trying to get our percentage to 70% instead of it being 70% Christianity. We want it to be 70% Ogun. We don't want to be 70%
I'm thinking
Christian or
70%,
or
none of it.
70%. I get what you're saying too. I'm with that too. No, I just want that ideology out of our people's minds so we can think for ourselves. That's all. That's what the basis of what we're doing is.
Putting Ogun in there ain't gonna help you have you thinking for you.
Well, if it's an African thought, at least. I mean, I'm just
What's
saying.
up? What does that mean? What does African mean? What does that mean?
That it comes from somebody that looks like me and you.
Other than the plate tectonic, what does African mean? What does that mean?
See, there you go back with the plate tectonic shit. You crazy.
I'm just saying, other than that, right? Other than that, what does it mean?
What do you mean? I didn't hear your question.
Can I get in there a little bit, Corey?
Go ahead.
No, I want him to answer my question because I keep hearing this over and over and over and over again. They keep saying African this, African, the African. I think that's what the Africans, Africans.
Yeah, and I think that's the same thing that that Sheikh Anta Diop was talking about when he was talking about, the two cradles, and there's authentically African thing. There's something that makes you African, and I think that's what the brother's talking about. That if you're Black, you should automatically be doing something African because you're African, and if you're not doing anything African, you're kind of not fulfilling your purpose or something like that is kind of what the belief seems to be. And if you're an African doing something European, then you're kind of off kilter and you'll never find that peace you're looking for. So fundamentally for them, it's just about being African or European. And I think that is fundamentally, it to me anyway, was kind of what Sheikh Anta Diop intended to do, was to create this thing where Black people had this connection to Africa that was kind of unbreakable. Unless they felt that they were doing something African, they don't feel that they can have any fulfillment in life. And I think that's kind of like the danger of it.
Yeah, well, I see, because I want to get to the bottom of this, and I think all of the rest of this shit is a side conversation, right? I need to get to the bottom of what does Africa mean, right? Like I said, other than a plate tectonic, what are you saying? What is the significance of this word? How does this? I'm trying to find out, like, what are we saying here? Because if we don't get to the bottom of that, right, then we're talking about something that we're not totally aware of. We're having a vague conversation, right? So we have to nail this down, right? I understand they call a plate tectonic Africa, right? Now I'm trying to figure out what's the significance of being on a plate tectonic that occupies multiple hemispheres, right? A plate tectonic that occupies multiple hemispheres, right? And multiple zones, right? So I'm trying to figure out what's the significance here. What are we talking about? What do we mean when we say Africa or African? What is that? Anybody, go ahead. Anybody can take that.
It means the matriarchy. I think it means exactly what Anta Diop was trying to make it mean. It's like a whole worldview. You look at the world like totally in a certain way. And
everybody on this plate tectonics views the world in the same way. Is that right?
They've been just as indoctrinated as you've been indoctrinated, just as indoctrinated as we have.
No.
To answer your
they
question,
totally we're talking
they don't know shit about the issue just like us.
We're talking pre-indoctrination. Let's go.
It has nothing to do necessarily with doctrination. It's just kind of like a side effect of being on that continent is that you think a certain way just because of how the climate on the continent, because he speaks about the difference in climate, just because of just everything, just how different the North is from the South. Simply because you're from the South, you're going to think a certain way. And I think that's what this whole thing about being African means, is that we all are supposed to share some type of fundamental values and a way that we look at life. And that if you're African and if you're not a matriarchal in some way, then you're not going to be as fulfilled as you want to be in life. I think that is ultimately what Diop was trying to say.
Yeah, well, that's I think they full of shit with that. I don't know. Is that what you mean when you say African, Pan-African?
No, I don't know. You know, that's American Dream. That's what he's trying to make. I guess he's trying to simplify what
he in the car
Diop,
with me. He think y'all full
Diop.
of shit with that. But let
I
me
don't
see.
know. I don't
I
know
want
what
to
his
hear what you
position
actually
is
mean. I
personally.
want to hear what you mean. I know what American Dream means.
Well, like
He
I
mean
think
y'all
I've
full of
answered this
shit.
question
But
before. African
I want to know
only
what
means
you mean when you say African.
I already answered this before for you, but I'll do it again. Africa
Go ahead.
only means the continent of the homeland from which I come from.
What?
Yeah, that's the only thing it means.
The continent, okay, it's a continent. It's the plate tectonic, rather, in scientific terms, right?
So Africa's not
geographical
a continent?
terms, right?
Hold on.
It's the plate tectonic that you came from.
But I just said the continent, and you like
how does that? How
does
being on that plate tectonic? Okay, so everybody on that plate tectonic shares the plate tectonic. What do they share other than the plate tectonic?
What do they share other than the plate tectonic? What do you mean?
Right. Just that.
I don't even understand your question, Corey. That's what I'm saying.
I'm trying to figure out the significance of being that. I want to
it's
know.
It's not that complex.
If
I just told
from
you
Malawi, right? If I'm from Malawi, right, and you're from Zambia, right, Gambia, right. Let's say that you from Gambia, I'm from Malawi. We're on the same plate tectonic. Other than us being on the same plate tectonic, right? What does it mean that we're African, other than us being on the same plate tectonic?
Okay, let me see if I can maybe understand what you're saying. So you told me the other day, I think you said you was from Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm from Texas.
But
hold on, let's do this. So you from Indiana, and I'm from Texas, right? We both in America, right?
Right.
But
we live in the same country.
Okay, we're in the same country,
and we have the same culture. And it's likely we may share a family.
Nah, we don't got no fucking same culture. But people in Texas does not like people in Indiana. Cut that out.
Is you kidding me? Cut it out. We have an American
got people
culture.
all over
y'all
America that's totally different. Just like Chef and them, they got a totally
y'all like
different
hamburgers
accent.
and steaks? Don't y'all like hamburgers, pizza, and steaks?
But that don't have nothing to do with
that what y'all eat, right?
And for
y'all
the
listen
most
to rap
part, people
music,
in Africa,
country music. Y'all listen to rap music, country music, R&B music.
I don't listen to no country music.
I didn't say you specifically. I'm saying in Texas, y'all listen to rap music, country music, and R&B music, don't you?
Well, African American people listen to rap music and R&B.
I'm asking you,
but Europeans they listen to country music.
No, everybody calm down. I'm asking you a question, Pan-African. Right. In Texas, you're talking about Indiana, the state of Indiana, and you're talking about Texas, bro. I always got to keep you in the rails here, right? So in Texas, you guys in Texas, I'm not talking about just you or just the people on your street or just niggas, right? I'm talking about Texans. You're a Texan, right? Texans, right? Listen to rap music, country music, and R&B music, don't you?
If you want to go that far, we listen to Mexican music too.
You listen to all that though, don't you? That's included, but the things
we don't listen to all that. Because we're in a melting pot here, we have different types of cultural
I
people
said
here.
you do.
Mexicans listen to Mexican music.
I mentioned.
These Hicks down here listen to country music, and the black people down here listen to rap and R&B. That's what's going on.
They all are Texans, though, right? They're all in the state.
Yeah, but they're different people,
right? They are all in the state of Texas, though, right?
That don't mean we all do the same shit.
I didn't say that.
That's
didn't
what you're
say that.
generalizing and saying that we all listen to country music. And
But
I'm
I didn't
you,
say
I'm
I
down
didn't
here.
say-
I don't listen to country music, Corey.
That's fine. That's you.
So
You
you're
don't.
talking
I
about
know a lot of
European
brothers.
Texas. You're not talking about
I know
African American
a lot
Texas.
of
It's different kind of.
brothers that
It's
listen
different
to
type of
country
Texans
music,
down,
bro. Yeah, are you kidding me?
No, I'm not.
I think, James, you know what? I'm gonna move
Y'all
on.
act like race
My
don't
man
matter.
Federated,
Like
because I'm
Europeans
having a
didn't
hard
do
time
shit
having a
to us.
conversation.
Y'all be killing me with
I
this.
don't think your education is up to par, James.
Right.
Or
Because I
when you
understand
find
the
out you
demographics of
lying,
where I'm from.
when you find out you lying, you start trying to switch up on me, right? Because you
No.
asked me about my state and where I'm from, right?
Yeah, I was trying to give you a.
And you said you made a general statement. You said people in Texas don't like people in Indiana. Right?
I didn't say that. Everybody listening, that ain't what we said. That ain't what I said.
Or don't fuck with people. And
no,
you said
that
something of that
nature.
nature.
I didn't say that.
You said something of that nature.
You didn't let me
paraphrasing.
finish, Corey. That's why you over here confused right now. I didn't say none of what you said.
See, listen,
I was trying to give you an analysis.
Africa. That's why I wanted to stay in Africa, because I knew once you asked me where was I from, the conversation was going to be diverted
I was trying to give you an understanding of, you said, what does Africa mean? I'm trying to put us in where we from.
You still failed to answer that. Now we're talking about Texas and R&B music.
No,
so you see what I'm saying? Because you came clear over here to America,
Africa
and
mean?
we were in Africa.
And I was just trying to put it in the context. Maybe you could understand it, because what you
No,
saying
I can
don't
understand.
Really
I can understand in Africa too, brother. I can understand. You can talk to me.
You
can talk to me
because Corey.
Who ain't?
Well, I haven't never been to Africa.
Okay,
I don't know if you've been to Africa. Let me speak for myself. I don't know if you've been to Africa.
Well, speak for yourself. Speak for yourself then. But what I'm saying is you've diverted the conversation, and you still have failed to answer my question. So now I think my man Federate State wanted to say something. He was saying something, but
yeah, let me mute that.
You was talking.
Nah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my question is, since you described that certain thing in America, right? Indiana and Texas, right? They listen to hip hop music. Some listen to jazz.
Mm-hmm.
You got those listen to country western. You dig? And that's American thing,
culture.
Right?
Yeah, that's culture. American. Yes.
Yeah. So African culture. Now, like I said, I've been to 2 countries in East Africa, right? And I'm a West African, right? So my thing is, so they in Tanzania, they're real big on Nigerian movies, right? They also got their own movies and shit like that. But the music, Suku, I know you know about Suku. The music, Afro beats, is worldwide on that continent. So they share a common liking of music, right?
Okay.
So it's similar to what. Okay, now what was your other thing that make America America?
It's a lot of things that make America. I mean, it's
thing.
American culture. I mean, it's just it's one culture. I mean, it's just one culture here in America.
Give me another one.
The clothing, the language, the clothing, the language, the food.
Okay,
the sports, the extracurricular activity, all of that. Soccer
big in Africa.
Soccer is a worldwide.
But that's
yes.
Yeah, but that's their sport. they ain't doing
definitely.
Football. They're not doing football. They ain't doing baseball. Then you got Uganda. You got those guys, trying to learn baseball and shit like that. But all the African tradition close. You can't tell me the lapa that West Africa wear, it's not similar to the lapa East African word, like certain place in East Africa. What else you saying? That is similar. That culture.
It's not.
What's a lot?
It's
You
not
ain't just finna throw
similar.
lapa.
It's not. It's not similar to me. It's a different. Obviously, you're gonna have clothing.
Let me agree.
I mean,
let me
it ain't. It's
disagree.
only so many kind of shirts, kind of designs of shirts you can make, right?
Let me put it this way.
What's the lapa?
Hold on. What's the lapa,
Man, you can't just be saying lapa. I don't know.
It's a attire that women wear to cover their body, like it's like a wrap around. It's similar, but look. So cats in Houston.
Yeah, it's totally
right?
different to me in my eyes. I don't.
But look at this. But look at it. Cats in Houston when I was growing up, right?
I'm not saying, and don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you're not gonna find similarities, right? But I'm saying there's something. They're speculating there's some type of unification type of deal here. I would never say there's no similarities. Now that would be just crazy, right? So that's why I'm interrupting, because I don't want the conversation to go down that line where it's like, oh, they wear the lapa. You know what I'm saying? Which I totally disagree. I don't think they the same. Like, you can distinguish a East African one from a website, right?
And if I can,
just like you could distinguish Egyptian clothing from Nubian clothes, but they still right there in the same fucking region.
Right, and if I can just add to that,
Hold on.
Prove my point.
Let me say this.
But go ahead.
Let me also say that just as you can, I've grown up in Houston, Texas also. They had those niggas on those jeans wearing starch ass jeans and also big ass shirt, long ass. When I was growing up, East Coast nigga ain't wearing that shit.
Nope.
East Coast nigga wear boots. I'm talking about in the 90s. They wearing Timberland boots, driving a Range Rover.
That's just the black community. I'm talking about Americans in general, not just black people. I don't understand. Like, we got to get out of that. When you're talking about Texas, you're not talking about only black people in Texas.
Right. Can I add to that real quick, Corey?
No, but we are talking about people who share similar type of skin color.
No, that's not. Yeah, I think we're losing.
Yeah, let me just, if I could just add something real quick. Go
ahead.
I think fundamentally what's more important about, or what Corey is pointing to in terms of the sameness of Americans is the Constitution. Like, all states abide by the Constitution, and that's like a fundamental similarity with all Americans. And you don't find
that's the unification, not similarity.
Absolutely. The unification. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're absolutely correct. That is the unification. Right. And nothing like that exists in Africa. Interestingly enough, Chancellor Williams, actually in his book, Destruction of Black Civilization, actually tried to say that there was a unifying constitution within the continent of Africa itself, and that's what he was trying to say. But he didn't mean constitution in the same way that we have this American Constitution. But by constitution, I think he was talking about a way of thinking. But he did absolutely use the word constitution that unifies all of Africa. And again, I don't necessarily buy that idea. I think it's really real in America, where we are unified by that constitution, but nothing like that exists with Africa.
It's one country.
There's a unification, and that Africans.
It's the United States.
Hold on. I hear you. I know it. Here's a unification that all African agree upon, right? That even if you go to Egypt, right? You go to Ethiopia,
you're gonna probably find that same agreement.
Somalia. Hold on, I'm about to tell you.
Though. Go ahead.
The unification that all African has, you can't find one. Right? Dance and music have to be on top of the culture line. You ain't gonna find it. You ain't gonna find agreement.
I don't know. I think the Indians, I think the Aztecas really, they revered the dance and shit. I mean, I just really do. I'm sorry.
So
I
the
think
Aztec
dance was very,
Aztec
very
is in-
important to the Aztecs.
So
I'm
the
sorry.
Aztec is on the continent of Africa. That's what you're saying?
No.
I'm saying
No.
unification that is agreed upon.
I don't think you
Yeah.
understood me and James.
Well, I'm just saying it's not agreed
issue.
upon with the European on one matter of you can't say all European like the dance, nigga.
No, you can't. That's what I'm saying. That's another thing. You can't say all Europeans. That's another false statement. You know what I'm saying? That's another one of those things. You know what I'm saying? The European thing and like people don't. You can't bag people together like that.
No, I'm not trying.
People
to
don't appreciate people. What I'm saying is people don't appreciate being bagged together like that.
I hear what you're saying.
Okay. So you said,
Yeah.
let me ask you this. So what percentage of the Constitution?
And no one else does that but Americans.
Hold on, so what
America
percentage of the
makes people
Constitution was
bag
written by
people
African
like
people?
that. Huh?
What percentage of the Constitution was written by African people?
Man, that's a side note. Why?
So they did that shit independent of
that?
African people.
Point to the
So they was together.
Hold on. I will answer that question, James. But first, you have to point to the relevance.
Okay, the relevance of the question is Europeans
to this
can
conversation.
They can show that they can have a unified situation, but y'all saying that
Europeans don't have a unified situation.
But they're unified in America. Now, I'm not saying
that's not Europeans. That's Americans.
Well,
Americans is black folks.
Today, brother, sorry that
listen.
This,
in America, it's black folks. Listen, it's white folks in America. It's black folks. It's Mexican folks. It's Chinese folks. It's
who
all
running
that.
shit? Who running shit?
It don't matter who running shit. And who running shit is the motherfuckers who in charge. Whoever got some money is who running shit. How much money you got? How much money you got? That determines how much shit you running in America. In these United States of America. So how much money you got? And then talk to me about
a black man in America can have all the money he wants to. He's not going to run this country.
It was already a black man running the country.
When?
Yeah, Barack Obama was a black man. Now he ain't black because he was from Africa. His daddy was from Africa.
Yeah,
right?
Okay, now his daddy. See, you want to. What about his mama though, Corey? Don't bring up just.
Okay, she was white. So what?
Why you bring his daddy up first though, Corey?
Because he was. That makes him African American.
It does.
I mean, I don't understand that. I don't understand what you're saying.
Who make him an African American? Who made that rule?
Who? What do you mean? He's African and he's American.
We made the rule, James.
He was born in Hawaii. I mean, what do you mean? So I mean, it don't matter. It don't matter if somebody was from Zambia and then came here to America, right? And got their citizenship, right? That by definition they'd be African American, right? It don't matter if they have whoever they have kids with, they still are African American.
Right.
So I'm saying now we're veered off again because we're talking about whether Obama was African American or not. And I was trying to get to the point where how is that relevant? You see what I'm saying? How is that relevant to the conversation? Which now I know it was not relevant to the conversation. It was another sidebar to talk about racism again. Another racist.
Y'all act like racism never happened in America.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's how we act.
But that's what y'all act like. Y'all act like we just
so
got in this situation.
Do you see my frustration now? Now you see why I be frustrated.
We want to be in last place. This is what
like I said, we act like racism never happened in America. Like how the hell?
He just be saying shit.
No, I don't. Because I keep noticing that y'all act like the history that happened before we got where we at today didn't happen.
Nobody
the Constitution,
ever said that.
Y'all bringing up the Constitution like that shit was written for African Americans. This shit is crazy. That shit wasn't written for
I'm saying it's a uniting factor. It's a uniting factor that we abide by.
Yeah, but y'all bringing
whether
up the
you written it
Constitution
or
like
not,
this shit got something to do with
whether
us.
you written it or not, you have to abide by it.
Right.
Whether you writ the motherfucker or not.
Mm-hmm.
That's a uniting factor.
Right. For other people.
Don't you don't pay taxes?
Yeah, you have to do that. You got to do a whole bunch of shit that you don't want to do.
So you don't want to pay taxes.
Hell no. I mean, nobody want to pay taxes if you want to be honest.
Yeah, you got me fucked up.
You want to pay taxes because you indoctrinated with European thought. So that's cool.
No, I want to pay taxes because when I dial 911, I want a motherfucker to come pick my motherfucking ass up. Right?
Right.
If I'm bleeding to death and I dial 911, I want an ambulance to come scoop my black ass off the goddamn pavement.
Right.
Don't you?
Yeah, James, though,
I just told you about the ambulance coming to pick me up. So
you don't want the ambulance to come pick you up.
The social thing that comes
so
with taxes. I'm just telling you,
are you saying to me you don't want the ambulance to come pick you up?
That ain't what I said, Corey.
I'm asking a question.
Do you really be listening to yourself sometimes?
No, I was asking you.
No, that's the straw man.
But James, you had to pay taxes. You would have had to pay taxes. Either your ass was in Egypt, nigga. Like
yeah. But hold up. The difference.
I don't think. Do you think you don't gotta pay taxes in West Africa, in Ghana? You think you ain't gotta pay taxes out there?
I wonder why Flavor Flav. Watch that. I'm gonna fuck with y'all. Why Flavor Flav made 911 was a joke?
Man,
what? See what I'm saying?
Cut it the fuck
Corey.
Man.
I'm fucking with y'all, but y'all act like y'all don't know his.
Is he serious? You know, he was like serious.
Man, then you go back to goddamn Flavor Flav. See, the chronology be all fucked up.
Nah, I'm fucking with y'all. Yeah, that's a good one right there.
Corey,
no, I'm just saying, y'all act like y'all don't know that we in a fucked up situation in America, and y'all act like everything is fucking great over here.
We done broke the rule. I just realized, so we broke the rules.
Two James.
We got two Jameses on the panel at the same time. That's a no-no.
With all the taxes we pay, do you support the findings of the Senate?
I don't think they do. I don't think they're doing right with the taxes. Right? I didn't say they did right. That's a whole nother argument whether they did do right or not. Right?
Don't create another straw man. Now we are on your topic. You're on tax.
Right. No, you doing a straw man. You finna do a straw man.
No, I'm just saying the setup. I'm doing a setup.
I did not say they did right with the taxes. That's not my argument, but
don't go that struggles that we done had in aviation alone, and y'all act like y'all just went right over what the brother said. He's telling you that we've been having struggle in this country from an inception. But
no one
like,
did
not. America just fucking the land of milk and honey over here. Everything is beautiful.
No one
denied Two James is over with. It's Two James. You can't be Two James, bro. Like we can't. You ain't gonna be Two James.
No,
my name is Pan African James. That's James.
That's right.
Motif.
Both of y'all are terrible.
Yeah, we got Pan African James and Aviation James.
Right.
Yeah.
They both flying. One way or another, they flying.
No. You running.
Yeah, you running from somebody giving you some real some real answers to your questions, Corey. That's what the
you know what y'all both you know what y'all both have in common though, both James?
What's that?
Y'all both be like, see, y'all niggas just don't understand, man. Like,
but really, we confused. Like, what's wrong with y'all? Y'all act like y'all be like, yeah, man, the Constitution. Where the hell was you at when the Constitution was wrote at, bro?
Two Jameses, man. I can't handle
this nigga. The Constitution said your ass was 3/5 of a fucking human. Your ass was in bondage as a slave when the Constitution was wrote. But then y'all bold enough to talk about the Constitution. It should be just amazing to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and if we take it on the level Corey's at, he's trying to bring it down to an individual level about the ambulance. Now, while we all support the ambulance in governmental structure, What about the leadership? I'm saying it's got some big things going on.
I never said it was flawless, James.
And I'd like to
I
know
never said it was flawless,
anything is going to be done about it.
James, listen. You asked me. They asked me. The question was whether I wanted to pay taxes or not, and I said yes. And I gave an example why I wanted to pay taxes. But my argument was not that it was flawless. The system was flawless. That's not my argument here. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I want to pay
you got
taxes,
$1 billion
but
corporations
I'd
paying
like
no
my
taxes.
tax dollar.
You talking about you want to pay taxes.
Listen. I want to pay taxes, but I'd like my tax dollar to be allocated in a more responsible way.
Yeah,
how about that?
Yeah,
that
sound good.
Is that better?
But that ain't what the fuck gonna happen though.
Does that pass the James test? The Jameses?
No, I'm trying to.
That don't get past the Jameses.
Yeah, it does. It does. But how do you get that done? That's what I'm getting at.
That's one James. I got a 50% James vote here. The other James ain't with it. So y'all might have to delegate that. Let me see y'all argue that out.
I want to see how you see.
I want to see
me and this James, me and brother James on the same page.
Yep.
How do you get? How do you get
it's
into this shit? Y'all talking this James? Y'all talking about how do you get in?
Well, we know y'all the same page.
You're getting this shit done to where we get
Jameses is not on the same page. I want to see y'all hash this out now. One James. They on the same.
Aviation James.
Yeah.
Who's the enemy?
The enemy?
Yeah.
The enemy on trial right now, but my point is, we cannot indict the enemy.
Who's the enemy? Who is the enemy?
Okay, there's one person in the
who
last
enslaved your ass,
who has number one fractionalized the neighbors, Canada and Mexico. He's fractionalized NATO, right?
Mm-hmm.
And made it possible. In fact, it was the subject of impeachment, and now Russia is at war with that country, Ukraine, and he's now a subject in the Senate. And I want to know if you think anything is going to be done when they find all the evidence against him.
I don't know, but let me get the other James real quick. Pan African James, who's the enemy?
You have enemies from within, which is somebody kind of like how y'all be acting, and then you got the real enemy, which is
that's a good one,
European and anybody that's non-African. That's the real enemy. But you also have enemies within your own subgroup that's indoctrinated with different thought that's trying to keep you in the same position. See what I'm saying? They want to stay Christians and Muslims, and so they'll fight you. Some people want to say that, you know what I'm saying, Egypt ain't black, it's a Mesopotamian civilization. So
crazy shit.
And you got African people.
They want to assimilate.
So that's what my problem is.
Assimilate further.
Why y'all keep straw manning me on that though? Mesopotamia is not even a vocabulary word of mine. That's not even in my vocabulary, really.
No, I'm just saying this is just what we've been dealing with around here. So I was just trying to put it out.
I wouldn't refer to that area as Mesopotamia to me. That's not the way I refer to it.
Okay, that's cool.
But it's cool.
I wasn't talking about
I know what you mean. I know what you mean, though.
So
Pan African design. Hold on. Pan African design. So you kind of see us more as somewhat Negropeans.
Who is Negropean?
Me and so.
Well, I just think that y'all sometimes y'all for the most part parrot Eurocentric thought. You know what I'm saying? I do get that a lot from y'all, but other than that, y'all okay.
Like a graham cracker or some shit.
No, Corey and I.
Aviation James. Hold on, Aviation James.
This is special.
Let me ask you one more question, then you can go. Do you kind of see us as Negropeans?
And I wouldn't call it that because you guys are,
and your vocabulary is better than mine, though, James.
No, not yet.
It's the shit that come out your mouth. Don't care if he do talk like a European. This the shit that come out.
It's so funny because in my hood they'll be like, "Yo, James, you talk white, man." You see what I'm saying?
In all reality, idea about your grandfather.
No, they'll be like Utah white. You talking about you want to pay taxes and shit.
No,
I heard you speak about your grandfather. Let me establish a commonality. You see, in Trinidad, right next to Venezuela, it's an oil producer, not a tourist trap, right? We're talking Trinidad, West Indies. Now, when the Americans were there, when my father was young, yeah, he got hooked up with the Americans because he had a lot of skill, and he was actually making tools when the rig broke down on oil, or whether it's cutting cane or whatever, he could make the tools. So by the time they shipping the tool over to Trinidad, he's already got the rig running again. So now by the time he's in his early 20s, they were taking him over to Alaska. They shipped him from Trinidad to Alaska. After the first year, he was able to immigrate his entire family.
Yeah, my grandfather been to
New
Alaska
York.
too. My grandfather been
with the oil companies.
Yeah. With the energy company. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. So yeah, so we're coming from a place where we got immigrant. Well, your parents or your grandparents or my father was immigrated the entire family, where we got Americanized at a very early age, right?
Right.
So this is why, I know that there's some commonality.
So that made me a Negro
companies. Those oil companies would have been hiring these brothers with the skill, whether every motherfucker was still enslaved in this country or not. That's my point.
But does that put me in the bracket of a Negro peeing though? Does that put me Negro peeing?
I wouldn't put it all the way there, but you got some Negro peeing views.
He said all. Put all there.
See what I'm saying?
Hey, you know what I'm saying? You ain't. You know what I'm saying? Got like a quarter tank left. You mean like? But you leaning that way, nigga. Like, yeah.
Right. You know?
Yeah, I get it. Y'all both double James. Y'all views are aligned. I promise you, y'all views are aligned on a lot of shit.
Like, you wouldn't answer if they're gonna do something to Trump or not. You wouldn't answer that. Because you
say what?
You wouldn't
they gonna do something.
I think
if the Senate
I think his ass is grass. Everybody about to snitch on him now. You've been watching.
He ain't finna do nothing to that white boy.
Here's
you
my
cut
point.
It out. Hold up. You want to put a bet on that?
I didn't think so.
I
didn't think so at first. I'm not totally sure. I'm 50-50 with it because I've been watching it closely.
Just to prove you understand what's going on. Even if they all find him guilty and they snitch on him, do you think they're going to do anything to him?
I'm not totally sure. I'm not, because it's on merit regardless.
You understand?
No, listen.
You got him, man. I feel you. You see what I'm saying? That's crazy. So you think they're going to do something?
You can't even have a nuanced conversation. I'm trying to give y'all an answer.
Okay,
I gave y'all my straight answer, but I'm trying to qualify that because usually people will beat around the bush. They'll try to qualify it first and then beat around the. I gave you my straight answer of what I said, and then I'm trying to qualify.
That's on the fence. That's not a straight answer.
Yeah, go ahead and qualify it. I want to hear this.
Huh? Say it again.
Definitive. It's not definitive.
Now go ahead and qualify. Let him qualify, James, so we can hear this. I want to hear this.
What I'm saying is, I didn't think I've been of the thought that y'all been. I'm like, man, it's cold-blooded, man, how it's just plain, how it's two justice systems, right? And I believe that. I believe it's two justice systems. You got one for rich white folk, and you got the other justice system for people like us, right? And so I've been watching it closely. But now, as the January 6th committee came out, I've been watching it closely, and it's now that I think they putting pressure on the Department of Justice now to actually hold Trump, not only Trump, but the people that was enabling him in his cabinet. I think they might have to hold him accountable. Because they're asking questions now. Like, well, what would that do to America if we don't hold them accountable? You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the questions being asked. because they actually tried to subvert democracy, right? And it's coming out, the evidence is being plain, and it's in the public. And so now it's real pressure on the DOJ. And I've never seen like this kind of pressure be put on the DOJ. You know what I'm saying?
No. If it was pressure on the DOJ, that crying ass Garland would crack. It ain't no pressure on him.
Yeah, did you see the interview he did the other day? Did you see the interview that he did the other day?
No, I don't watch the motherfuckers no more. I know the playbook.
Yeah, see, well, that's fine. You think, okay, you know the playbook or whatever, but and I understand that. Like I said, a few months ago, I would have been right with you, right? But I actually follow the shit. You know what I'm saying? I actually follow politics before Obama. I think a lot of niggas just started following politics like when Obama became president and shit like that. Right?
Well, let's go before. Now, when the Civil War, I'm talking secession, I'm talking many motherfuckers died. And then President
See how y'all jumped the conversation, though. Y'all jumped the conversation from we're talking about the DOJ holding Trump accountable. We're talking about the DOJ holding Trump accountable. Now we're in the Civil War. Now we're finna go to the Civil War.
President Johnson then had amnesty for all the top Confederate motherfucking players. So if the Civil War leaders are gonna get amnesty, what you think they're gonna do to Trump for a freaking?
That's a different time and a different. We're talking about. Let's stay focused. Let's stay focused. I agree with you on that. I agree with you on the Civil War.
On you, and you.
I mean, like, it's not like don't.
Yes.
We y'all have a hard time with staying within the rails of the conversation.
Put the government into perfect view. All right, ain't nobody jumping.
He just gave you some
You say
context
before
for it, that's
Obama,
all.
I go before Obama, and
yeah,
are back, huh?
No, it's not that. It's not about that. You didn't have to prove that you knew something about politics before. He was giving you
context on how these people don't punish their own when they do wrong, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Listen, we gotta stay within the rails. We gotta stay on the rails, the Jameses.
I'm on it. Get on the rails because
he don't want to get on these rails.
So we want to talk about today. Y'all wanted to know what I thought about Trump.
What's gonna happen to Trump after this shit is over with? What's gonna happen to him?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not sure. I'm 50-50 with it. Like, from what I think that it's a chance they could hold him accountable, but I'm always of the mind that, man, I don't think they gonna do nothing to this motherfucker.
I'm 99.1. They ain't gonna do shit to him. I give you 1% that they is gonna do something, but 99%, I'm 99% sure they ain't gonna do nothing to him.
Right. He could be found guilty and they ain't gonna do shit to him.
Right. Yeah, they're not gonna do nothing to that man. I mean, by 99%, I would put my wage at 99% ain't nothing gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't go 50-50, Corey. That's you giving them a little bit too much. But I don't know. Like, it looks like y'all don't know the history of this country or something.
I know they want to sing Kumbaya.
Right. Then we black eyes.
Hey, but I gotta get out of here, y'all. But I want to pick this conversation back up.
Right.
We want to get to the bottom of it, right? But I gotta step out. I appreciate y'all for coming through or whatever.
Right on. Appreciate you too, bro, for the dialogue.
All right. Peace, yo. We'll see who have an accurate perception.
Yeah. How long it's gonna take for them to wind this down, Brother James? How long you think it's gonna take? About another 3 months?
Because the real setup is to set up Liz Cheney as the next woman president. So they're gonna have to show that she's against something. You understand? So it's all a setup. It's all a freaking script, damn near. And we ain't included.
Of course, we not included.
Now, but motherfuckers want to think that, we all, and they let the white people off the hook, meaning if they're guilty of the type of racism we talking about, that means everybody guilty.
Check it out. You didn't even have to go back as far as you went. You could have went back to Ronald Reagan and the crack era.
Dig that.
See what I'm saying? You didn't even have to go back that far, but you went back to a good point. But man, they found out what them folks did. They didn't do nothing to Ronald Reagan and nothing to George Bush Sr. Matter of fact, they made them the fucking presidents afterwards.
Yep, and his boy Oliver North that was running the deal.
Yeah, he got a cable deal. So these folks, they all came up after
They don't do shit to their own. It's all against you.
Right.
That Safe Patrol is against you.
Yeah, it's something else.
Like
brother.
you don't know. You the next Vic.
What you mean, like Michael Vick?
You see how they did him?
That they fucked him up for some dollars. Fucked the man up. They gave it back to him, but they fucked him up for a minute for them dollars.
This is being recorded, right?
When he works,
it's been recorded.
Okay, because I want to make sure this gets. I want to make sure this gets replayed when charges get filed. I do want to make sure this gets replayed.
Oh,
what kind of charges going to be filed?
So you think there's going to be charges filed against Trump?
I think there's a listen. He's got lawyers.
Is to set up Liz Cheney as the next woman.
Hold up, Brother James. Let him get that off. I want to see what type of charges going to be filed. Let him
know things they have to say.
And we ain't included. Of course,
so he's right now. His lawyers are starting to try to figure out. They're expecting.
And they let the white people off the hook.
Somebody audio is in the background.
They guilty of
mute that replay out.
Racism we talking about. That means everybody guilty.
Check it out. You didn't even have to go back as far as you went. You could have went back to Ronald Reagan and the crack era. Dig that. See what I'm saying? You didn't even have to go back that far. But you went back.
You got a replay.
What's up with the audio? That was them folks did. They didn't do nothing to Ronald Reagan and nothing to George Bush Sr. Matter of fact, they made him the fucking presidents after. What's up with the audio?
And his boy Oliver North that was running the deal.
Yeah, he got a cable deal.
They don't do shit to their own. It's all against you.
Mute them out. He's running a review by mistake, and No Saints was just about to talk, Unc. All right, I think he's done. No Saint.
Okay, you there? You can hear me? Okay. No, I just think that his lawyers are already they're expecting to get, they're trying to mount a defense already because they're expecting, it's getting close now. I mean, the Department of Justice is getting closer and closer. Now, I think he's got a better chance in Georgia of getting charged because he was on the phone asking them to find 11,000 votes and trying to send in fake electorates. I mean, I think there's a lot of stuff there. I think you have to charge him. Now, can he get convicted? I don't know. I think you got to at least get him in front of a grand jury, though. I think, it's, if you would have asked me a month ago, I would have probably said, probably not. But I think it's getting to a point where if you don't charge him, what's going to stop him the next time from getting a successful coup going?
Well, you have a point. I'll tell you why you have a point, because it's a do-over. Because the last time they impeached the duck plucker, it was the same person I'm talking about, President Johnson, over some unsavory same way.
You just gotta stop, yo.
Getting it right,
stop, man.
If they do, but they're not gonna do it.
You just gotta stop, man.
So what?
You gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop that, man. Y'all just really gotta stop that. Y'all should hear yourself, yo. I'm sitting back listening to y'all saying, what world do y'all live in? Yeah, like, y'all serious right now?
So United Snakes of America?
Nah, man, come on, yeah. That's crazy, yo. Like, y'all do know, yo, if they let Martin Luther King and them go to court, Thurgood Marshall and them, and defeat them, right, in that campaign, right?
What are y'all really saying? Y'all like the shit ain't perfect, yo, but it ain't. It's better than a whole lot of other legal systems, yo. Like y'all acting like motherfuckers ain't been impeached before in this country. Like, come on, dog. Like, yo, let me give y'all something serious, and y'all can go chill on this and really think about this for a minute, yo. No matter how crazy the country be and all that, yo, it's based on something that's legitimate, though. Right? It's based on law and understanding the laws, right? It's based on being able to make the law work for or against you. Like, it's the law. That's way better than just running outside and somebody snatch you up and exact justice right then and there, yo. Like, shit ain't perfect, yo, but it's better than something that y'all could come up with. Everybody not getting away with shit. Sometimes you do. I know I got away with a lot of shit in the law. I got caught with some shit in the law. So whatever Trump did, they ain't playing with him because guess what? The law is way more important than Donald goddamn Trump. And as soon as they start making Donald Trump more important than law, the whole shit'll fall apart. Y'all on some black and white shit. It's bigger than some black and white shit. Trust me with that, yo. This bitch holds together because of the law. Everybody got guns, B. If the law break down, yo, it'd be anarchy. So trust me, yo, ain't no fish too big to fry. When it come to the world is watching, dude. We all watching. Trust me, we all watching. Civil War, did y'all anybody know Civil War history? All the black
James was just speaking on it.
James don't know the daggone Civil War history. They fought a damn war.
You want trouble?
Figuring out whether they gonna free a motherfucker or not. And if y'all say that ain't what it is, I'll bring somebody on here that will beat the brakes off you. Will beat you from here to kingdom come.
Go get them. You go get them. Because when you start talking about what I don't know,
you will get. Listen to what I'm telling you. I'm gonna show you when I made the turn. Where I made the turn when I pivoted off of blackology. I never forget it. I'm gonna find a blog talk show. Me and my uncle taught me how to study. Uncle Jerry. Everybody know Uncle Jerry. It's my main man, right? Me and him was fighting against this dude, Black Socrates, over the Civil War. Yo, listen, bro. By the time he finished beating me half to death, then beat my uncle half to death, I had never seen nothing like it before. I was like, there's no way. Dude, he will beat the brakes off you. I promise you, you won't have no win. You be looking crazy as hell. I've been there, dog. You're gonna lose that conversation. It ain't even gonna be close. It's gonna be a rout. You pseudo James, you don't got it.
I ain't scared.
You cannot put that together, yo.
What's James?
Yeah, what's James?
The one I'm talking, ain't that James I'm talking to?
It's a double James.
It's Pan-African James and it's Aviation James.
I ain't I'm talking about aviation. I'm talking about no flat.
Aviation James.
Aviation James. Aviation. That's the one that think it's so. Y'all acting like y'all don't know why they fought the Civil War, yo. Y'all acting like that. Come on, man. Knock that off, man.
Then you're gonna say states' rights.
I don't know about all that. I'm saying don't act like you don't know why they ain't fight the Civil War, yo. Now, I don't know. I ain't trying to say who care about who, but they fought that motherfucker. Well, they killed each other over slavery, yo.
That's right.
Literally.
And my point was
slavery or not.
Amnesty to the leadership.
Amnesty. You said what?
So what? President Johnson gave
what?
amnesty to the Confederate leadership.
So what, bro?
But that was kind of what the context of the argument was. We was talking about them punishing their own. That's why he interjected that. That's
so did he punish them for what, yo? Did he have war crime? What was he supposed to get punished for? Because it was a war. I'm asking
you. You're talking about the Civil War, right?
Right,
and
nigga, what they was going to
Civil War.
My language.
Civil war is bigger than an insurrection. You know that, right?
It was a war, bro.
Right.
And he's saying it was a
war,
real
right?
war. The insurrection wasn't
It's a
shit.
war.
What he's
It
doing is
wasn't no
putting it in
insurrection, bro.
context.
It was a war. You tripping?
Okay.
Yeah, but
a
what he's
war.
doing, he's putting it in context of, as to the insurrection that just happened, which was not a war. He's saying that if they didn't do nothing to those people when they had a real war and thousands of people died, what the fuck you think they're gonna do to him for maybe killing one security guard? That's what he's saying.
Yeah, can we look up the term insurrection, please? I want to make sure y'all claiming anything, right? Because I don't trust y'all. But yeah, I think y'all just will say
Want to
anything.
make it bigger than a civil war now?
Yeah, what did they call it? Yeah, it was the Civil War was bigger than what happened in Washington, D.C. Y'all tripping.
Right.
That's what he's saying.
And they gave amnesty to the Confederate leadership.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
You talking about two separate things, yo? How is you putting that together? What the hell is going
Because
on?
when Corey was on, hold on, when Corey
Justice
was
in Trump's case and historical
Man,
justice.
it's two separate things. I cannot believe you just put them two in the same cat. This shit was over with in 2 hours, yo. You
Yeah, you
tripping.
can't believe because you don't know what we're talking about. It seems like you got a disconnect.
yeah, he came in late, so you got to understand.
Yeah, I came
Yeah,
in
you know
enough
how it is,
time to
man.
realize.
What us niggas,
Nah. I came in enough time to know that you putting apples with a little bird seed is crazy as hell to me.
No, I'm making a
I can't even believe you're making that too. That's not even a good point to make. I'm saying nobody does that. Nobody does that. Nobody does
but
that.
listen, in my opinion, though, I kind of agree with and I kind of even with no saint. Like I said, you know, I wouldn't be like if it didn't do, I wouldn't be just fall to the floor dead if it didn't. But I feel like they're gonna have to make an example out of Trump to some degree. Like, like I said, because it's deeper than black and white at this point. You talk about fucking up a nation, bro. Like it's bigger than.
I got a question for
bigger
y'all.
Than race. Go ahead.
I got a question for y'all. So first of all, we got to figure out what his crime was, right? I can help y'all to it real fast, right? First of all, you're dealing with an unregulated process called the internet. That shit is unregulated, right? Second of all, you got a bunch of crazy people that fed into it. Like people fall into it with Ali Muhammad and them, Dr. Sebi. We was kind of dealing with that, right? It was like unprecedented where people just went cult-like, right? So are you saying that he made them people believe? I mean, what is it that that they're gonna find him guilty of?
For
you gotta really
making
think
them
about
calls,
this.
making that call to that person, not like the things talking about, making that call to that guy down in Georgia and telling him to manufacture votes, like directly trying to interfere with the voting process.
Okay, so that's different than that. So that's two separate things. That's different than the other thing, right? Come on, man, you talking in the middle, we can't do it. Listen, bro, this is what we're not doing. Let him finish so I can understand what he's saying, right? And then come in. The talking over each other kills the show.
No,
we don't have to be like that. He wasn't finished in my head. I'm trying to understand it. Not finished conversing with him. Come on, yo. Sosa, back to you again. What does that have to do with what happened in Washington, D.C.? The phone call with the votes. That sounds like something different. Am I tripping?
Yeah, that's different. That's why I said that's the one thing I think they could definitely get them on.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. They got to get them on something. Now, the January 6th thing, I mean, of course, there's a lot of gray area, but it also it's a crime they goddamn inside a riot. You know what I'm saying? And looking at the verbiage that he was using to fest up the crowd. You know what I'm saying? I think they can build a good circumstantial case against him.
All right. So why wouldn't they do that though? I'm trying to figure out why wouldn't they do that?
I'm still thinking they might. Like I'm gonna let it play out. You know what I mean?
I mean, if he I'm saying if he did something, you know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't they do that?
But like I said, you in that realm of law, bro. Like, trust me, I've been caught dead to rights, but that don't mean shit when it comes to that goddamn law, bro.
And see, that's our point though, Sosa, because it's the law, dog.
Yeah, it ain't about
that's
feelings,
my point.
Yeah.
Right. And so I give you something. If y'all study Baltimore City and Harlem, the Wishman Comet Task Force, the gun task force, and how illegal they was, dog, and what they was doing. See, when the police start doing that, taking people money, taking drugs, putting it back on the street. Yo, it's different, right? It's because it's the law, yo. You got you got people that's supposed to uphold and protect the law, right? Police protect the law, right? And breaking the law, yo, that's crazy, right? That's a breakdown of the system. That's why they just buried them. Like you supposed to trust the police, yo. No one's saying the police is perfect, right? But the police get judged on a different standard. So Donald Trump, he's definitely gonna get judged on a different standard. He was the president of the United States.
That's interesting.
Yeah, they're not gonna just let him run through the two. Like, are y'all serious? Like,
wait a minute, hold up. I took that the wrong way. You said they put the police on a different standard. I agree with you, but not in the way that you're talking about, because they let them get away with murder, and all of the stuff that you just talked about. Yes, they do.
No, yo, you gotta listen.
So the police ain't getting away with murder.
Listen what I'm saying.
You just asked a question, Sosa answered, and you guys got stuck on that charges that's even below what he actually did. There was a breach in the transfer of fucking power. What's the matter with y'all? And
No. Where's that at? Hold on. Where's that at? Because last time I checked, he did everything he was supposed to do legally. He could do what he did.
So then why is Pence saying, his vice president saying he was wrong?
Okay.
But you saying he right.
Let's read that.
Was he saying he was wrong and just like, you can be wrong in terms of unwritten rules. So was he wrong in terms of legality? Like, you know what I'm saying? Certain things are just unspoken, right? But did he actually break a law is the question, James.
Right. That's the point, James. Don't tell me something. Come on, James. You gotta stop that.
I'm asking, James, what you got? Come on, bro.
Okay, the transfer of powers in the Constitution. The Constitution is law in this country. What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
He transferred the power, didn't he, James?
Oh my God!
Why didn't he transfer? He didn't do nothing.
3-6 was all. Did he transfer the power, bro? Did he?
Yeah,
I know he did. We got a
was
new
he
president.
There? Was he there? Was he there?
What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about, man?
You don't know the transfer of power?
Hey, yo, what's good, man? What's popping with y'all,
Y'all
man?
niggas don't know what you talking about, man. I'm convinced. And I got to handle you with kid gloves. I'm telling you right now. Because y'all act very dense about the workings and the levels.
Oh, man, yo.
No fucking idea. I'm convinced.
Man, you gotta bring it home, James, because right now
but no, it ain't no. It's no.
Yeah, you gotta bring it home, James. All right.
I'm
not a tough sell for this, James. James, why you the only one talking about it, James? Wouldn't that be a newsworthy news story all over the news? Trump did do the power. Wouldn't that be everywhere? Where is that? Just put it up on the screen, James. James, put it up on the screen, James. We can read it. I love to read it.
Hey, James. Hey, James, real quick. Hey, peace to everybody. You know what it is, man. Shouts out to you guys. James, I'm a bit confused, bro, because I'm agreeing with you on one aspect, but like exactly what are you saying? Because I'm being thrown for a loop. Can you explain exactly what your disagreement is? Because I'm actually agreeing with you, but it's difficult to follow. So exactly what is your disagreement?
Okay, it's not really a disagreement. I made a statement. I asked a question. I asked a question of Corey. What did he think that they were going to do to Trump? And after the answer, I made the analogy that in the U.S. Civil War, President Johnson.
Hold on. My bad. One more time. One more time. No, but I'm saying one more time. Like my shit blanked out. One more time. Start from the top. My bad. I apologize.
Oh, okay. Listen. The analogy I made when Corey answered the question on what they're gonna do with Trump, I made the point that after the Civil War, President Johnson had amnesty for all of the Confederate leadership. So what does he think that they're going to do to Trump for an insurrection or sedition?
So what are you saying? What are you like? Because I like see. This is where I agree. This is where I agree. This is the point where I agree with that is because even when you look at the slave owners who were slave owners that became former slave owners, they actually got reparations. So I agree with that point. So I'm trying to figure out like where are you going?
Well, I keep saying where I am, but that's when you start talking. I'm saying that Trump is in that position and they will do nothing to him and he will run for president.
Oh,
And
I
that's
agree
what
with that.
that's what I say too.
I agree with that. Like, who would disagree with that?
That's what they disagreeing
I
with.
disagree.
They think that
No saint.
that they finna lock this man up or do something tragic to him.
I said I think they.
We didn't
I
see
mean,
them
listen. I
give
said I.
passes all the way around.
Days, I said I
multiple
think.
times.
I said I think they need to. I said I think they will because I think they need to make an example of it. But what I said I wouldn't be shocked if it didn't go that way because we're talking about law. If they can't prove he actually
What law did he break? What law did he break?
That's the point.
All
Like,
I'm saying, bro. That's
like
all
I
I'm
said,
saying.
I could point out the law in terms of the voter shit in Georgia, but in terms of January 6th, I don't know how that will hold up legally. That's what I'm saying.
Sedition.
Yeah, well, let me say this. He didn't break any law. Like the most you could do, which would be a stretch, was to charge him for sedition. You could potentially, which would never go to court and they would never be able to charge him for, will be for to inciting a riot, which you can't necessarily place solely on him. So like there is no charge that you can do with this guy. And this is why this is looked at so heavily
to defraud the United States.
On what grounds? What did he do?
He was trying to stay in power.
Listen, okay, but listen. Understand this. Understand this. In order for you to charge a person, what you have to have is you have to have an implicit act that this person did. Can you show me this person doing this in and of themselves without anybody's help? Like, where do you have him doing anything?
Right. And
hold on. Let me be fair. Let me say this real quick. I have to say this. I have to say this just so it's understood. I'm a socialist. I'm nowhere. I'm a far leftist. All of this shit. Like, this is who I am. But the truth be told, when it comes to Trump, I have to like disagree with you guys. Like, I'm a far leftist in any state. I'm a socialist. All of that. But at the same time, I don't see any way you can charge this guy. But go ahead. I'm listening.
Well, you agree with us pretty much because we're saying that he's not going to get charged. But go ahead.
Yep, he's agreeing with us.
No, but no saint, but no saint said something. But no saint said like what it. Yeah, but no saint said something, and I wanted to see what no saint. What would you charge him with?
Yeah, so I mean, right now they're probing, right? So I mean, they're talking to people who under oath. That I'm talking about the Department of Justice. I'm not talking about Congress. Congress, they don't have to talk to Congress if they don't want to. But people who are around him will know whether he was in on this conspiracy to defraud the United States government, interfering with the government function by deceit, craft, or trickery. That's one of them. Another one is calling Georgia on the phone, recording, saying, "Hey, just find me 11,000 votes," pressuring these different politicians.
But who was he pressuring though? But who was he pressuring?
The Secretary of State.
The Secretary of State, Raffensperger.
Let me read off the three charges that they're trying to make against him, so we can at least have clarity. The three charges they're trying to make out. One is obstructing an official proceeding of Congress. 2 is defrauding the United States, and 3 is seditious conspiracy. Those are the charges those are the three charges.
Okay, now watch this.
They're also talking about the difficulty in levying them case in court because you have to lay out evidence beyond a reasonable doubt.
Okay.
Extremely difficult.
Okay. Now watch this, and see, this is where I feel that niggas know the law so much to where they just forget shit sometimes. When we look at the Fed, these motherfuckers have a 98.8% conviction rate. Why don't we put them on the case and really convict them? You know why? Because there's nothing that you can really pin to this dude. That's really just the truth, man. The dude has already
on it. The feds are already on it, but they got to lay out the case. It's totally different.
Bro, listen, the dude has already been what do they call it? Impeached twice. He's been impeached.
Impeachment is nothing though.
I'm not talking, bro. Listen, I'm not talking about that. Bro, I'm not.
Yeah,
Bro,
like
listen. See, I'm
very
not.
few presidents
I'm
get
not.
impeached.
Bro,
They
I'm not
hardly
talking
ever
about
remove
that.
from office.
I'm not talking, bro. I'm not talking about that, bro. You can only be impeached when there's actual evidence. I'm not saying like, oh yeah, but what I'm saying is the dude has been impeached twice. Why hasn't this shit come to fruition already? It's already been almost a year and a half going on 2. What the fuck are we really talking about? You are not gonna stick this dude for anything, bro. That's period.
Yeah,
I don't even know
all
what
that appeal to emotion ain't getting us nowhere. What we got to do is that
who's
the
appealing
court
to emotion.
The shit that you saying you feel.
So why
Listen,
haven't he?
Hold on. Listen.
You're right.
Listen,
You're
bro.
right.
Listen,
right.
bro.
You're right.
We are not the American justice system. Peace, everybody on the panel. What up, this Sabio? We are not the American justice system. But what we do know is that we saw everything that the courts, that the no. You see, I didn't interrupt you.
You said, bro, you interrupted me, but you literally interrupted me, bro.
Come on, Cube, let him go, bro.
Bro, he
free
literally
reign, bro.
interrupted
Come on, bro. We can't do that. Let's let him get it out, bro.
It's not liquorship. It's not liquorship. Why? Because he distinctly got on the TV and said the things that he said. We all saw the phone call where he asked Raffensperger to please find him 11,780 votes, one more than what he has. We've all seen this. So these are the charges that they're presenting. This isn't hearsay. This isn't liquor shake.
Is that against the law though? To ask for votes,
bro.
Yes.
Thank you, bro.
Why?
Bro, this is what the goofies.
Do you see?
This is what the goofies don't
Yo,
understand.
Q, let him make a statement, bro. That falls under obstructing an official proceeding.
All right, let me just respond after that because
you see,
let me just.
You see, that is illegal.
Let me get it.
That is illegal. Why? Because this is an official proceeding and the votes were tallied already. So he cannot call a governor to try to find him votes. He cannot call a senator to find him votes.
Under the defrauding.
That is illegal. That is defrauding an official, right? An official election.
That's
and the way I know this, and I'm done. And the way I know this is because I work with my mother and a couple other people on their campaign.
That's never been elected.
Yes, one person has been elected, but see, you want to talk shit and you don't know shit about me.
Maybe don't pay attention. Just make his comment, bro. Don't get sidetracked. Make a point.
But yeah, so if you actually read some of these things, you would understand how they go.
Okay, he's done. Great. Thank fucking God, the God that I don't believe in. So now,
very emotional, but these.
Yes, super emotional. This dude cut me off in the middle of what I was saying to call me emotional. Then he was allowed to spew.
No. We good. Come on, man. Go ahead.
Okay. Whatever. Okay, whatever. So now, what this brother doesn't understand is that there's nothing that you can tie this dude to. You want to go back to find me some votes. Is he saying go make up some dead people and try to use these people's social security card? And he's not saying any of that. He's saying find me some votes. That's a campaigning, that could be used as a campaigning term. What is you idiot ass niggas talking about?
The votes had already been tallied.
Bro, listen, bro, you need to be quiet. Bro, you need to be quiet. Hey, tell that nigga to be quiet, bro. Tell that goofy nigga to be
but just hold
quiet.
on. Let's keep.
Whoa, hold on. Wait. You calling him an idiot, yo? That's gonna strike him up.
Bro, he's talking when I'm talking. Y'all niggas told me to be quiet when I was talking.
Come on, hold on, and check this out. The word nigga ain't allowed right now, though. Like, call him a ninja, yo.
Goofy Negro. Goofy fake Negro. Whatever.
I ain't agree. I love that word, nigga.
Nah, but I don't agree to that.
I ain't gotta do that. Listen, I ain't gotta do that.
Yo, I don't agree to that. I don't appreciate that word. Which one coming on the panel, yo?
All right, but I got you. I'm not even
that
tripping.
Shit for the white people. I got white friends.
The deal is, so what's gonna happen to him is what.
But I'm just saying, like, it's not like
what's gonna happen.
This statement is not idiotic. It's what they're trying to press. It's not like we're making it up. It's what they're trying. It's what Congress and people in Congress are trying to push.
But no,
But
what we
listen,
on is
shut
for
up.
you people who think that
see,
something's gonna
see
happen
this
to
goofy
him.
ass
We want to
ninja
know.
See,
that
they with the
said some
goofy.
shit.
Now you with the goofy ass. Come on, bro.
Hold
Nah,
on,
we
bro. I
just want to
can't
know
call.
what's
Hold on.
gonna
I
happen
didn't call him a
to
nigga.
Trump.
I called him a
Yeah,
ninja. Now
I
I
rather
can't
you
call him
this.
goofy.
Yeah,
How
you
do I
said
address this dumbass nigga?
because
Like, what the fuck,
come
bro?
on, bro. Come on, bro.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
you
That's
don't
Damn,
want
that's
to
niggas just cut
overboard.
me off in the middle of what I'm
understand.
saying, bro.
You getting way emotional over the Trump shit, bro. Like
So why can't I speak when
just let
You
it
kind
go,
of
bro.
went.
Speak to a
We
point,
got
man.
what you were
Stop worrying
saying
about
though,
what
Q.
Sabio saying, man, and all that all crazy.
Hold
I
on,
just want to
we
know what's
doing this.
gonna
So
happen
check
to
this
him.
out. Hold on. Well, everybody stops. Look, for us to reach the viewership that we need to reach the viewership, we just can't be a bunch of out of control people, yo. Not saying that I have not been out of control
so
for
tell
many
certain
moments.
niggas to shut the
So I'm
fuck
just
up
saying.
when other niggas is
Q,
Oh,
talking.
yo, I'm in a Q. I'm in the
Yo,
middle
go
of
ahead.
talking
I
right
had to
now,
come on,
mute.
though,
Q, man.
Q.
Quit doing that
Yo,
bullshit, man.
yo,
I'm
you
muted. You muted.
So
disrespectful,
he's
Q.
talking and don't want to be
Q,
interrupted,
hey,
but this
Q,
bitch ass nigga can
Q,
talk.
Q,
Quit using that
Q.
word, homie. We
Man, we
still, we
can't
All
hear
still.
right,
you.
yo,
I
all
ain't said
right,
a
okay,
word.
yo, you
And
gotta
this
get him
nigga
out
over
of
here
here. He doing
cussing
it
me
on
out
purpose.
and all
Yeah,
this,
he
calling
doing
me
it on
all out my
purpose, man.
name.
We gotta have
So
some
y'all
type.
just gonna be y'all just gonna be disrespectful. Yo, I'm gonna end the show, yo.
No, I put Cuban in the rating room.
Hey,
Yeah, put him in the black hole room, yo. Come on, yo.
hey,
But let
before
me
you,
finish. Hold on for a minute, yo.
all right, bro, all
Saying we
right, my
want to
bad.
raise our viewership. The conversations we have are very important. The pseudos have gone mainstream now, in case y'all didn't know. Pseudo alert, they mainstream. They getting 1 million views. They on everybody, they on African American platform. And it's not just the conscious community no more. It's a new game. We gotta be able to match that. Simple as that. So me all in the crazy fake camera and all that, them days is gone, yo. The setup got to be real now. We fighting it's a different fight now. Simple. It's not the whole conscious community. We could, turn your computer on and show the camera. None of that. None of that's gonna compete. What I do is I compete. I'm not gonna let none of y'all stop me from competing at the highest levels. I don't like losing. I don't like second place. So Cube, you can come on here super reckless if you want. You don't never gotta come back no more. Everybody can talk with each other. They ain't got no sense. Yeah, we can start with a whole new group of crowd of people, yo. There's no way I'm gonna sit here and let blue pill, red pill and them get 70, 80, 90,000 views with some nonsense. We tightening the ship up. I ain't saying you can't cuss, but you gotta be realistic in the conversation. All that about the fight, ain't nobody fighting. Stop it. You beat up people with your words and correctness on said subject is how you beat somebody up. I ain't saying we gotta be perfect, but all that, come on, man. You got something to say it. If you ain't a pseudo killer, you sure as hell ain't coming here wrecking the whole show. We ain't doing that. Bunch of malarkey running around here. Come on, man. Go ahead.
Gallo, what you about to say? I think I was about to say something.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna say Assault, that dude Assault thought he beat me up, but I found a source that's gonna kill his shit. He don't know what he's talking about. He's talking about that Netrikab. That so-called deity that you talking about is actually a patriarch, spiritual ancestor. It's not a deity. Like I said, the Maasai or a monolithic, a monotheistic group. Like I can show it right here. It's written. It's actually written from an actual Maasai dude himself. Let me show you.
Yeah, Saw makes a lot of stuff up.
Yeah, let me show. Cause he took this shit from some old ass white man source that some motherfuckers and reinterpret some shit from back in the early 1900s and shit. Here we go. Effects of globalization of the Maasai. It's written by Kosaba B.R. Oli, Clemens University. May 2013. See right here. This the dude he so-called said was another deity. He even said it was a female deity. This is a male. This is a patriarch. He said the Maasai were further divided into clans whose members stem from the patriarch Neteru Ka, the founder of the world, or Elo Dukaya, the first one. Neteru Ka was believed to be the founder of the Maasai community. He had 2 wives, and as the customs may occupy. And I'm gonna go back here. What it say about Inkai, the actual deity. Right here it say the Maasai diligently observe their religiosity through offering sacrifices to their deity in Kai. When the community was faced with difficult situations, it required divine intervention in times of prolonged drought. And Kai was offered sacrifice and appease him for rain. The Maasai are monotheistic, and Kai is a single deity with dual nature. The black, I said all that earlier from the wiki, but this is the primary source coming from a motherfucker Maasai dude itself, which from a university. Checkmate.
So I'll go find some shit from 1930 and come right back.
All right, so what was we at?
I think I don't know. Google jumped on. I think we was dealing with the whole, and the whole thing is like, we got our opinions on it, but it's like, nigga ain't stupid for having an opinion on said stuff. I mean, it's like.
Now we were trying to find out where everybody stood on what's gonna happen to Trump. Like, y'all think he gonna get actually convicted and something happening to him or not? That's kind of like what we was talking about at first.
Mm-hmm. I'd rather have Trump be president than Biden.
I wouldn't.
I'm cool.
I wouldn't want neither one of them as president. But if I did have to choose, I would choose Biden.
Why?
Why? Because all the laws, you see, what people don't understand about Trump and Biden is that all the laws that Biden pushed back in '94, Trump supported every last one of them. So these are the things that, yeah. So the '94 crime bill.
No, but I'm saying, so he. Go ahead.
So Trump support. So what I'm saying is that every last one of these people have their flaws. But see, the thing is, if you watch Biden, he's done his best to try to appease or like tender those the best he can, and it hasn't worked because this damage has already been done. But Trump has always pushed that. He has always wanted those bills, and he has continued to stand on that side of the law. So Trump has always showed his racism. Always.
No, hold on. Hold on. Time out.
Go ahead.
Can I say something? Listen. I don't know anybody, without me interacting and no, sometimes, it's more about what an individual would do, right? I'm on, what I'm saying? I'm not really big on word. I'm more big on action, you know what I'm saying? Now, we have a primary source that I go by the character of a person that I could say I'm gonna trust their word. I trust Judge Joe Brown, right? And at one time he was a lawyer in the 80s, early 80s. He had several clients who told story about Trump, right? These clients that interacted with Trump, they say this man paid for their schooling, right? That higher level schooling, right? He said when it came back to paying the man ripped, according to Judge Joe Brown, he ripped the check they were paying him back. He said none of all those three cases of men he took care of, 3 or 4 cases. He said none of them had to pay Trump back. Now, another thing that occurred in the 80s when Jesse Jackson was running for president, one of the biggest contributor was Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Donald Trump used to be a Democrat. Donald Trump used to be a Democrat.
Yeah, but last thing,
he used to support the Democratic. He used to support the Democrats, but he wasn't really a Democrat.
Hold on. The last thing I'm going to say also, right? That man in mid 90 hip hop.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Yeah.
90 hip hop.
No, he did not go. Come on, bro.
Let him get it out.
Hold on. Let me get it out. on Method Man to Cow album. Who you think was on? Who you think was on the skid? Donald Trump saying what? No. What I'm saying is, ever since he turned Republican, everybody's switching on this nigga.
No.
Let me ask you a question though before you go. So one question, bro. Since Biden been in office, what has Biden done that's affected you that you could bring up?
You said Biden?
Mm-hmm.
Me, I don't think he did anything that saying that benefit myself.
No. That affected you negatively.
Well, I'm not in the I'm not in the drug business. I nothing really, or any type of criminal activity.
If what has he done? What if he's done in your opinion that's affected the nation negatively so far that you can bring up?
What has he done? Say that again. Your phone.
Since he's been in office, what have he's done that's affected the nation negatively? And he was like, "That's just a poor job."
His management of the.
Hold on, let him answer the question.
Okay.
Well, that affected negatively for the whole America, pretty much.
Yeah, you said it had to affect you on an individual basis, so I'm expanding it to give you a wider range. So it's the nation, whatever, any group of people, whatever. Just pick something. What's your gripe?
I can't tell you right now. That's negative. That's real negative. But I'd rather have because I actually feel like I actually feel like you guys saying that Trump would be for going to war. I think Biden is that nigga. I'm sorry, that man who's willing to go to war faster than Trump is willing to go to war.
I mean, presidents go to war, but you see what I'm saying? But I'm saying you still didn't have any. You didn't really have any points that you could point out.
No, I really don't. Be honest with you, I don't. But
all right,
I'm not into I'm not really into politics.
So first off, do you know what the president's real main job is? The president really only has one job, mainly. One job, mainly.
Yeah, to keep
everything else.
Right.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I want to see what your answer is.
No, I mean he intact. You got to keep the nation intact, pretty much. But
false.
You got to.
That's false. False. That is up to the Congress and the Senate and the government to keep the nation intact. The president's only job is to execute war. To sign in war. That's it. All he when the bills. All he do is put them up and he signed them and they can veto any bill he signed. Why do you think Obama wasn't able to get anything passed? Because he had he had the House, but he did not have the Senate.
He didn't have the Senate?
He did not. No.
Yeah, he did in his first term. Yeah, he did.
In his first term, right? But didn't
4 years, right? But 4 years, right?
But didn't know, but wasn't nothing put forward for anybody. He passed a few things. He passed a few things. He passed a few things. He passed the education bill. He passed the education bill. What?
The education bills that allow a lot of African Americans to go back to school.
You better pay attention.
And he would have got goddamn. They would have got paid to go back to school.
They would have got paid to go back.
I'm saying, and then
I got paid.
And then get a lot of black people. A lot of black people was using that shit to scam and make a bunch of money off that shit. Yeah.
Hold on. Did he or did he not have a lot of those southern colleges closed down? Black colleges, HBCU. More.
Explain to me how he closed it down.
He didn't fund
it. So he didn't fund it?
Well, his administration didn't fund it.
Go ahead, Google Star.
Are we just guessing or are we talking of facts that we know? Because I'm not an expert by any means, but I'm kind of hearing a lot of misinformation going around.
hmm And see, the thing is, we
Let's start with President Obama. He had the House and the Senate for 2 years. That's it. Out of his 8 years, he had the House and the Senate for 2 years. He passed a
yep,
few bills.
for 2 years.
The
He
main
passed
bill
a few
was the
bills.
Affordable Care Act.
Yep. Very good, Google Scholar. That's it.
Yeah, and that's why I be trying to ask people, like, because a lot of people have issues, but then when I ask them to name something specific, it just be more like emotion driven or media driven. Like they don't really have any data. Like regular talking points. I'm gonna do nothing for black people. He took care of gay people, and that is really about as far as they can go.
See, the thing is, when you have the House and the Senate, that's the time for you to actually do put your plans into motion. But President Obama was new to it. Remember, it was just a senator, and when he got in, he thought he could compromise with the Republicans. So he was late into putting some of his plans into action. By the time he realized that he couldn't, he had already lost the Senate, and because he lost the Senate, he wasn't able to pass anything from that point. Even the Supreme Court nominee, which he should have selected, the Republicans were able to take it away
The
from him.
Republicans replaced them, right?
Yeah.
So, and when you look at the Supreme Court,
excuse making.
And when you look at the Supreme Court justices that Trump put in, Brett Kavanaugh, Amy Coney Barrett, and Neil Gorsuch.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So it's like you got to look at the other shit that Trump that Trump's put, the people that Trump's put in, and those same people are right go into the whole Roe versus Wade.
Yeah, but you see, they don't look at that as a negative source because in their mind, that's the correct thing to do. So I wouldn't even get into that. But the thing is, we have to be careful when we say some things because there's a lot of misinformation being passed around on the internet, and a lot of it is not true, right? I wanted to get in before on the conversation we were having about the supposed investigation of President Trump. Whether or not you think he'll be prosecuted, it's not something that we can control. You can only give your opinion on it. But the fact of the matter is, he isn't being investigated by both the Senate, and now they've confirmed that the Justice Department is also looking at it. So it is being looked at. You can sit here and say, well, what are they going to charge him with? That's for them to decide. But you have to look at the totality of what. If you can, in the end, you can say, well, it turns out he didn't do anything wrong, but you cannot prejudge it based on the fact that you have a like or a dislike for him. So that's where I look at that.
And that's a good point, because I'm not looking at it like I have a dislike for him, because I honestly knew he was, like I said it before he ran, I knew he was going to win, but I figured wasn't nothing going to come from his presidency but a bunch of junk. And look what we have. We have a bunch of mess. That's all we have.
Yeah, and you got to look at what's the guy's name that he put in that ended up having to lead the dude from Steve O'Bannon.
Steve Bannon, right?
That was a part of his first group. I'm saying you gotta look at there's a lot, man.
That's some bona fide white nationalists.
I know James will pick up on that part. But a lot of people think that he is, and to be honest, I think he is.
Yeah, I think I agree.
So my question is, I see it. I might be wrong, but it seems like a lot of you guys are Democrats, right?
Nope.
Okay,
I'm
I'm
not
wrong.
a Democrat.
Okay, no problem.
Don't put a flag on anybody.
Yeah,
that you don't know what a person is. That's false.
Yeah,
And that's why I say I was wrong.
I mean, I think that we try to run it down the line. I'm, you know, what I mean, like I think like everybody else, I'm liberal in certain things, in certain areas. Some areas I'm conservative. But I think when we analyze the rhetoric that's been coming out of the Republican Party, man, it's been a lot of bad ideas.
Right. And I'm gonna tell y'all this. Like I told everybody when I voted Green Party because I didn't like neither one of the candidates.
So who you voted for the Green Party?
I don't even remember the candidate's names. I would have to look it up.
So why you just voted for him?
Jill Stein, was it Jill Stein or the other dude before?
Yeah, it was who you just mentioned.
Jill Stein. Jill Stein.
Jim Stein, yeah, and a black woman. I voted for them.
Oh, okay. Well, why did you vote for him?
Why? Because when I read what they was running on, and I can't even remember everything they was running on, but they was for marijuana, legalization, lower taxes, free education, free healthcare. A lot of the shit we all want.
Well, how you going? Okay, I feel you. Yeah,
I mean, it's my prerogative. It's my vote, and I chose to exercise my vote the way I chose to exercise it. If you didn't look into the Green Party, hey, that's your fault. Maybe y'all need to look into these other parties and stop voting with the normal parties, Democratic and Republic, because Republicans and the Democrats haven't gotten a shit, but the same shit.
See, for me, when I don't look at it like the Democrat Party hasn't gotten us shit, I think that I look at it as a failure on African Americans really understand the political process and not
that could be a part of it too.
Asking for anything, that
could be a part of it.
We were just voting without any type of real demands.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we didn't leverage. We didn't do anything in terms of leveraging our vote.
You're right.
I believe
that's huge.
I agree with that.
That's huge. That is a huge part.
And most people don't stay engaged with the process, right? So if you don't stay engaged, you don't generally know what's happening. And most people only talk about this stuff when the election is coming up. So if you stay engaged, you know what's going on during the time when nobody's looking, because that's the time you really see what a politician is or what they're doing. Because when the election is coming up, they put on a face to try to convince you.
Right. And then as soon as they get in that wrong, they don't have to stand up to it.
Be honest though, most of you guys, maybe not people ain't close to you, was very, because I was very proud that I was, for some reason, until after the second year, that the election of Barack Obama was established. You dig? It was something that I, you know what I'm saying? But once he got in 2 years, 3 years into I'm like, yo. Then his last year when he was what's that shit called when the executive the president start letting people out of jail or give them less time or whatever.
Amnesty.
Amnesty, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, look, I'm not feeling sorry for no drug dealers and shit like that, or people who got put in jail for, you know what I'm saying? Where are the political leaders?
Well, they let up.
But hey, slow down. Hold on.
No. I think we need to get into
Hold on. Now, Trump,
stop right there.
Hold on. Now, Trump let out Kodak Black and Lil Wayne.
Yeah, listen, he could do that. I have no issue with that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's both bullshit ass shit. But I'm saying the president of the United States, who's a black man, got some drug dealers out, forgot about the political prisoner who I was saying.
What political prisoner?
I'm talking about the Black Panthers. You know what I'm saying?
Shakur, yeah.
Oh yeah, he didn't. Why? Listen, Trump would get his rate. Obama got that one. Who's that lady, man? She was some type of dyke looking. I don't know what it was. Some white woman who, man. I'm just like, how you gonna fuck? I'm no disrespect, but fuck those drug dealers niggas, man.
Look, I understand, but see, first off, you gotta look at what was going on in some of these, and some of those people were selling marijuana.
I don't give a damn.
And get a life sentences for marijuana.
No, you
Life
should care about that.
What the problem was, federated state.
about
Hold on. What the problem was and why you should care about that, because it was a disparity in the sentencing law.
Right.
See,
Right.
that's what the problem was. He was supposed to have been trying to correct that, because you had brothers that was getting life sentences, where you had other people that were doing some of the same crimes getting 5 years for the same,
right.
with the less amount of drugs. So you have to understand the history for you to say that's an egregious statement. But I understand you don't understand the history of it, so
no,
that's
I
why
don't.
history is important.
Chronology fucked up.
Hold on, time out. I hear what you're saying. You make a good point, right? But at the end of the day, those boys were selling crack cocaine to our people, right? I'm talking about the political leaders who fought. Some of them died for our freedom, and we don't even look. We don't even establish people like.
No, you're losing me right here, because I don't know. Who are you
not
talking about?
Huh?
I get what you're saying,
about?
like Tupac's uncle. I get like some
Right,
of them
I
need
get
to
what
be
he's
out.
saying.
I definitely
Yeah, but I
get
mean,
that.
that's one or two.
But what I'm talking about is you kind of messed that up, because there was something to be done about the disparity in the crack law. That's what they created that law. That's what depopulated the African American community.
You need to read Michelle.
So many
You need to read Michelle Alexander's The New Jim Crow. She rewrote it. You need to read that book, bro.
Listen, did they?
You need to read The New Jim Crow.
I hear what you're saying, right? And hear what I'm saying. Did they make a decision to do that, or the white man put that shit in their hand?
You have to understand the construct of the crack era. Hold on, he is a young brother, so I was in the crack era.
I'm not a young brother. I'm 43 years old. So
you what?
I'm 43 years old.
Yeah, you young compared to us, so I don't think
tomorrow my birthday, y'all.
Game like them niggas, man.
Tomorrow my birthday, y'all, on the panel.
You wouldn't be able to understand what was done at your age, is why I'm trying to help you. You understand what I'm saying? So you go back and you look at what they did was they created the problem and then they fixed the problem. You see what I'm saying? And made themselves look good. But all of this comes from the Iran-Contra war. Ronald Reagan funding. Ronald Reagan seeking funding for that war illegal.
Oh, James dropping them jewels now.
Let him let James don't interrupt. Let James get it out there. Somebody go next.
Hey, but what I'm trying to get him to understand is
let him make a statement. Let him make a statement. Go ahead, James.
Okay, I apologize.
So what I'm saying is Ronald Reagan is seeking funding for an illegal war that Congress would not approve. So what he did was that he used the drug trade to pay for the weaponry of the Congress. You see what I'm saying? Unbeknownst to us, right, that this is going on. And so next thing we know, it was a drug that, you got to look at the percentages of how high this drug was as opposed to when they brought the prices down for everybody to be able to afford them. Like cocaine was like 70,000 a brick or something like that. By 1982, it's like 14,000 a key. You got to understand so you talking about locking all the brothers up, but then they didn't even lock up Oliver North. They didn't lock up the president. They didn't lock up they didn't do nothing to the people who orchestrated this.
In West California,
you want to lock up the people who were the victims of it.
It came out of West California, right? Where Oliver North were pushing, right? Out of Cali, right?
What do you mean it came out of?
I say they were pushing it in places
no, bro. They were pushing this all over the country. It wasn't all over the country.
It started point was in California, babe.
And that's what I'm trying to get you to understand, that it was not just California. It was
I understand that. I never listen. I'm not gonna argue with you. I understand it, but I'm just talking about the genesis was in California.
Right. Yeah, that's one of them. You got New York.
That's one starting point. That wasn't the genesis. The genesis
that's what I'm trying to get him to understand.
No,
so
what
was the genesis of crack cocaine? Where cocaine came? Where did it started at?
Well, I hate to be technical about this, but it actually starts in
Colombia.
Yes, Colombia,
Oh,
South
shit.
America.
Oh, we know that. I'm saying in America, the genesis of America. I mean,
It probably came through. It probably
It
came through a
came through
port through
California,
Miami.
That's
It
what
Miami,
I'm
probably
and
We
saying.
don't
came
have,
through
Florida.
Miami.
guys,
All
we
right,
don't
no,
have
no,
to
no.
fight
It
him
was
on
not
that.
my. It
It
We
was
started
don't
in
through
have to
Miami.
fight
Miami.
him on that.
It
It
started
was
in Miami.
somewhere in California. We don't have to
It was
fight
in,
him.
it was in Watts, California.
It
You've
was
been
probably
watching
Miami,
Snowfall too
actually.
much, brother.
That's just a minor detail.
Yeah.
We can get to the major
Yeah, okay,
point.
go ahead.
Okay, so basically what I'm saying is, right, everybody in life make decision making, right? I'm saying, okay, you guys got me. I should have a sensitive heart to a person who sell dope to my people. I apologize for that.
No, but
I
you
mean
no,
no
no,
harm.
no. You use
I
that.
mean no harm. I mean, what I'm
We
saying is,
spoke about people that got people that were charged with like marijuana charges and shit, life sentence,
Right.
like marijuana. And I use us with
Sentenced of
Yeah.
77
crack
years
cocaine dealers and
for
shit.
okay, all
for
right,
being caught with two keys of marijuana and
okay, no problem. All right.
or
And you
2 pounds of
notice,
But
marijuana
why
and a
you
key of
guys?
coke,
But
and
what
and
they
I'm
got
saying is,
75 years.
do you ever notice that the people that are bringing it in the country were never charged?
okay, I'm not going there with y'all. I'm saying I
Right.
agree with you. I agree with y'all. I'm not fighting. I'm
Most
just
of them
saying.
are not even
I'm
known.
just saying. I'm just saying. I feel like, and then you guys, for some odd reason, really ain't trying to hear me when I say it should have been political leaders who fought for
No,
our
we
cause.
hear you.
You did not, but you all worried
Yeah,
about
but I don't
politics.
know who the
Please don't
political leaders that you're talking about. You're just saying political leaders. I
Yeah,
have
you
no
gotta
clue
name
who
them.
you're talking about.
He's talking
Man.
about rebels and those types of people who got locked up illegally or got locked up
Who
Yeah,
on
that's what I'm
though?
trumped up
saying. Name
charges types
one.
of it.
Name one. Just
Name a few.
names who he's talking about that got ignored.
Mumia Abu Jamal.
Yeah, okay. In the case of Mumia, not everybody agrees with you that he was somebody that needed to be freed. So that's a sticky one.
What you say is a sticky one?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not saying I don't agree, but I'm saying it's a subject that divides opinion.
Right. And
It's a,
how can we get in the head of the presidents who have to make those types of decisions? You know, how can we get in the
yeah.
head of a president who have to make that type of decision? We can't.
I hear you. I hear you. I'm not
Not
arguing
even,
with you. You're
right?
right.
So
I'm
not
not
even
gonna.
elected representatives, right?
Because
Because
the way I look at it is this: I believe it's wrong for anybody to be serving a life sentence for marijuana. It's just
Mhm.
wrong. So if the president commutes all those sentences, I see that as a good thing.
You don't
Even
need
if
to be in jail like a murderer
Dr. Lee.
for selling weed.
Well, did you hear the speech that Trump? Did you hear the speech that Donald Trump gave the other day, where he's saying to execute drug dealers?
yeah,
Yes.
I heard.
Yes. And I was just finna bring that up.
And I think that's crazy, but that's just me.
But see, people don't watch stuff like this about Trump. I was just watching something on Trump before I came in on the show. I was just watching something on Trump and how he's in a rage because all these people are coming out talking about these things that he's actually said. They got all these staff members coming out on him, people who were right there with Trump in the Oval Office and in the Situation Room while he was watching TV while the riot was happening. Like he's watching TV while the riot's happening.
And I think that's the difference from what James, the aviator, was saying. He was talking about how the president of the Confederacy got amnesty. I think the difference is Abraham Lincoln wasn't sitting in the troops against Congress to try to get them knocked off, or just sitting back and letting them ransack the Capitol.
Like Pete.
I personally
Pete,
wanted to say that on that thing about President Lincoln pardoning the what was his name Robert E. Lee, was that it was more of a political move than anything, because he wanted to bring the country back together after the war, and because all of the South was still with the Confederacy, it would have been like a political suicide really to execute him or whatever. So he did that as a political decision to bring the country back together. So that's a situation that we need to put that in
But there were
context.
promises made to blacks who fought in the war. And Sosa lives in a unique area from Charleston to the St. Johns River. It's supposed to be, we're really supposed to have the South. If it was up to
Lincoln was executed shortly after.
For doing just that.
Johnson did what he did.
Yeah, he gave a speech about African Americans, they fought in the war, should have the right to vote. You know what I'm saying? That should draw a lot of
fire, a lot of animosity.
Supposedly Booth was in the crowd when he made that speech, and that angered him and
popped his ass.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah,
so that decision is not
they ain't
a
want that
Lincoln
at all.
decision. So that renege is not a Lincoln decision. You know what I mean?
No, not it wasn't. It was a Johnson decision. We know who did it. We know who gave amnesty to him, and the reasons why. And he was promptly. Well, they're gonna say it was some legal differences, but he was impeached too. That's the only other motherfucker.
Who, Johnson?
That's right.
Johnson was the one that did it. Johnson was the one that did the Trail of Tears, right?
Well, she
No,
still,
that was Andrew.
I said Andrew Johnson.
Yeah, that was Jackson.
Jackson.
Yeah. Andrew.
Yeah, he was a bastard.
Most of them were, but we got to understand the lineage and what they were fighting for, because some of these people were fighting for a way of life that had been decimated.
And to start this conversation, that's what I was alluding to, because even today, the high percentage of white people who do not even interact with us is astounding. All right.
I don't know this.
I don't know what you're talking about because I interact with white people on a daily basis. I'm an intellectual.
Personal level.
So
apparently 66%.
Listen, I brought up a few.
That's what he said. I waited for it. Yeah.
That seems kind of high.
Research study. Did I not?
No, I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I shared the screen and everything.
But
a new research study is indicating the numbers, even though, yes, there's going to be some interaction even in urban areas, but when they get to their neighborhoods, can I share my screen? I can show you.
Yeah, share it.
I don't need to say it. I'll show it.
Share it so we can get context.
Well, I can understand. Well, I can understand that, and I don't even disagree with that. That's natural.
Yeah.
That's sociology.
So when you get back to that neighborhood, when you get back to
when you get back to your neighborhood, of course, you're not going to have those type of people around you to socialize with. Huh? That makes sense.
Oh, I lost the article.
I mean, the article is self-explanatory. That's the same way with us.
I want to see what you're talking about.
Right. Because and it's up to 81%. Right?
But it's the same. But it's the same way with us.
I want
no.
Let me just show it. Show it.
Okay. Let me go up in here and I'll show it right quick. I gotta get to my. Where the hell? There we go.
Tell me the name of it. I'll go pull it up.
I mean, if it's Pew, it's valuable.
It's
but
legit,
I gotta
right?
see what it say. Yeah.
All right.
But no one's disagreeing with that. I understand what he's talking about, and I know why. That's sociology. It's how people are socialized.
Right, but the numbers are on there, and the numbers kind of speak for itself.
I mean, no, the numbers. So, what was the numbers for Black interactions in their neighborhoods when they got back to their neighborhoods?
It was about 40. Let's see here.
Oh, so basically, that's saying that there's some white interaction there's some white people living in the neighborhoods or in the family that Black people interact with. If that's the case.
No, it could be Hispanic.
Or Hispanics. Oh,
right. Yeah, we're going to be closely related to them as opposed to probably Europeans. as far as like in a economic structure. So they'll be closely related to us compared to. And see, they do all this. They do all this segregation through. They do segregation through economics. So they'll give their people a certain amount of income to where they can afford to stay outside.
Can you guys see the screen? Can you see the screen?
Yeah, we see it.
See how highlighted in blue?
Yes, we see
Among adults who are white with no other race in their background, fully 81% say that all or most of their close friends are white.
Most of my close friends are black.
Hold up.
Among single race blacks.
Hold on. Because I'm not sure that was not what I got from originally what you said. Because this is saying among adults who are white with no other race in their background. You just said whites totally before. So that's a little different context. I'm not saying the figures will change much, but that context need to be taken into consideration. Because
even if it is, the numbers are astounding.
Cool. No, they're not. The numbers are good. The numbers are cool. I mean, why should we be upset that white people have more white friends than they do other friends? Because they interact with those types of people on a more regular basis. Like it's normal. They're socialized.
Yeah, but among blacks it's 70%. So
if you're gonna sing Kumbaya with the kids playing together,
go ahead and read it. Yeah, amongst single race blacks, 70% said almost all their close friends.
Right. And among Asians, it's 54%. I would expect that.
I thought it would be a little more higher. I would thought it'd be a little more higher amongst Asians.
You're right. I would expect those numbers. I wouldn't expect them to be any
Asians
more.
stretch such a wide range.
Yeah, because it depends on what type of Asians.
Right.
Even Indians are Asian.
Well, see this, and you got to put it into context. This is in America. So what do you think their
only
context
talking about America? Like
you said, this is not talking about America.
No, I said we're only talking about America. Right?
Yeah, I'm just saying. So that's why theirs is lower, because it's the lower Asian population here. See what I'm saying? So we're in an admixed country. So if you were dealing with an Asian, and Asian is going to be 100%, 80 or 90% in Asian. You know what I mean?
No, this is significant, but it's still a high number. But the context is, for one,
hey, what
it's
was
not
that about biracial up there? Go back up to the top.
For one, it's not saying interaction; it's saying close friends. That's different.
All right. So it's the
that's what I'm saying. He messed it up.
James, you're moving too fast, James.
Well, someone said to go to the top.
Yeah, it says right there, more in common with people who are black. So it says overall, biracial adults who are both white and black say that they have more in common with people who are black. You know why that is? Because white people disown their people at a higher rate than we do. We accept people of mixed color compared to white people. They'll disown your ass.
I think,
So they'll have an affinity to the black side based on how they're treated.
I can see that.
I think a lot of times they do identify with black because
I want
in a lot of biracial situations.
I want to go through that.
When you pull up,
when you pull up, back chat, James, if you can.
Okay. Pull up. Hold on. When you pull up, right? When you look at generally most biracial kids, right? Their appearances are more African, right? When you take it to a Drake, or
not always.
It's not an absolute statement.
Hey, Obama looked like
talking in terms of Drake,
James.
Obama,
he said generally.
Bob Marley. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So
he said generally.
Yeah, but Alicia Keys looked like her mama.
He said generally. You put it.
Okay.
You still would think she black, bro. You call her black. Come on, man.
Man, get out of here.
I sure do.
See.
I'm in the suburb. They
just said it's not an absolute statement. What's your point? You're picking out anecdotes.
Man, no.
And see, that's the thing we have to stop doing. We just have to stop picking out anecdotes and pay attention to the conversation. But yeah, this was a good article. I want to read that a little bit more in depth.
All right, I'll put it in the back chat. because what it suggests to me is that what I said when I had to back it up with this was I was saying that, you know, most of the white people, I said, you know, because I've been traveling around, I said about 66% of these white people don't even interact with you. That's what I was saying. And then I had to back it up.
But we didn't see that part in the article, James. You didn't show us that part.
Yeah.
No, I had asked to share my screen. I'm sharing it, and I thought you guys were seeing it.
I can see it,
No,
but that's
no.
not.
The part you
I'm
showed
not
said
saying-
they were close friends. Close friends is not just interactions. Can be on a professional level.
Yeah, I got a lot of close friends that are black, but I still interact with, you know what I'm saying?
White
people.
Huh?
I interact
well,
with
look at
white people in your day-to-day life, you know what I'm saying? But
Look
that
at
don't mean that you're your close friends. Like there's a lot of black people that work amongst white people and they communicate, they talk to each other at work. But when they leave work and they go back to their neighbor, they may not be, that might not be their close friends, but they have lots of interaction with black people.
Right.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. I mean, it's not without capacity, you know. I got you.
But yo, Sosa, did you read that article?
Yeah, because you would expect, right, for your friends to be generally more of your race than another, right?
Right. Did you read that article I sent you, Sosa?
I ain't got to yet. I just saved it though. About the
religiosity and cognition.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to talk about it with somebody. So until you read it, I'm not gonna really talk too much about it because it's interesting.
I don't agree with y'all about that. So
yeah, you're gonna find some. I put that thing in the back chat. You guys gonna find some interesting reading in that. There's more variables also.
Okay, and then when you look at, because I'm on the same little shit, it's saying even though there's a much lower share of whites, but it says 53% say that the country still has work to do for blacks to achieve equal rights with whites, and only 11% express doubt that these changes will come.
Wow.
So I mean, there's more into the into the article than just that statement. And the statement you made was not. It was out of context.
No, it's fine. I think it's an interesting article to read, but I'm just wondering, James, did you read all of it?
No. I was just looking for information to back up what I had said off the cuff, and Sosa called me on it. He told me
and I was right. That's not what it was.
Wait a minute. You see where you want? You see where you want to go?
No, I was right. I like you made that shit up.
You want to be right?
So silly.
I told you, you made that shit up, bro.
No, see that.
I said off the strength, that shit don't sound right, and I'm gonna just say you're wrong, just off logic, just straight logic.
What you're gonna gather from that is exactly what I said. Most of these white people don't even interact with you niggas. That's the truth.
Nah, they still interact with you, bro.
That's what I
said. That 81.
Yo, that's what he said.
Oh my God,
that was the statement I made.
But the point is that just because 80% of white people, close friends, are white people, doesn't speak to interaction with black people.
No, it doesn't at all.
No fucking point.
That is a super false analogy. You can't even put. How did you even draw that?
Analyze metrics, man, and
no. Listen. I talk to some of the smartest white people on a daily basis on Facebook.
Hold up, where you be at when you talking to?
On Facebook.
Okay.
But yeah, I talk to them on a regular basis about the Bible, about slavery, about different things that I'm learning about.
Flat Earth guys and stuff like that.
I don't think you can use the internet. Hold on, let me just
and
go
these
and say,
are
I don't
scholars.
think you can use the internet, bro. That's out of the realm of what we talking about.
No,
we talking about personal. We talking about real physical contact. You can't use the internet.
How come I can't?
That's crazy. Come on, man.
Nah, you can't use it.
Definitely, you can't use the internet. Come on.
Determine
talking about motherfuckers you kicking it with, you go to lunch with, shit like that. Like
well, that's
actually deal with
when I go to work.
How many white friends do you have like right now? Like you say is your friend?
About 6.
They your friend.
That they're my friends. I can call them
Okay.
right now. I can ask them for anything. They'll come
Is
over
it work
when I need them.
related or high
No,
school or somebody you went to school with?
these are relationships that I've developed over years of knowing them.
Okay.
Man, name them.
Yes, I can go to their houses.
He said
Name them.
Do they ask you to go fetch stuff a lot?
What?
Did they ever invite you to go on a boat ride? No, I'm playing with you. Don't drown you.
No, but you know, I haven't really seen me personally.
You see?
I've always stayed within my own people. I don't know, probably maybe I'm a little old school, but I've always, for the most
I grew up in
part,
California.
I'm not saying I'm just going around calling white
Looking
people
at-
crackers
and
and
it
you know
says,
being mean to white people, but for the most part, I stick with my own kind.
Well, I grew up in
I'm
California.
looking at the white Republican and said, you know, 54% of white Republicans believe the country has already made the changes necessary for blacks to have equal rights with whites.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's not surprising to me. I'm surprised it's only 54%.
Me too. I was a little, yeah. Kind of good.
In every facet of what I do professionally, and I spearheaded it. So I deal with white people, and I don't find them to be particularly smart like that.
Hold on,
Come
bro.
on,
Well,
Like, come
you
on.
see, you see, it's
It's
statements like
racist.
that.
It's because you're racist.
You see, it's statements like that make people like me question how intelligent you actually are.
James, can you
Because
say
some of-
that's crazy?
Yo,
James, can you
yo,
say that's crazy?
Yo, here, you guys might hear these words before. Bring it. If you want to contest me, here it is. I ain't running. I'm right here. Now, how do you think you'll question me when you have no idea of the subject? I mean, how would you question me?
What subject matter?
I'm not questioning you on anything. You see, first thing you said, and the only thing I'm going off of is you don't think white people are intelligent.
And that pseudo is hell.
And that pseudo is hell.
Pseudo as hell, homie.
Okay, now let him lay down his premise of why he said that. I want to hear this.
No, it's just pseudo. We don't have to.
Well, what is it? I want to hear what he got to say.
He's like, I like where this is going. Go ahead, Jay.
What made you what made you come to that conclusion, Brother James, that these people are intelligent, or the people that you're
Hold on, is that James the aviationist?
No, this is Pan-African James asking James the aviation a question.
That's him?
Yeah, I'm just asking him a question.
And Pan-African, I'm a flight instructor on airline level, and of course, most of my clients are white. Okay, that's the game. And when a brother does come through, he performs. I could tell because I am evaluating the standards, right? And that's how I could make the statement that I made.
So James, let me ask you this. Hold on. Let me ask James a question. James, wouldn't you say that this is anecdotal? See that there is like over about 200 and something million white people in the country? Wouldn't you say that the little sample size that you have is anecdotal?
Yeah, no, not even a third of a percent of a third of a percent. You met.
So you're gonna make so you'll have an empirical argument against my data, right?
Man, who building
And I got real
technology now?
data, and all you doing is pulling it straight out of your ass.
Oh shit, this shit is crazy.
So Jay, let me ask you this, bro. So you're thinking that the reason the black person performs better than the white person in terms of aviation is because of his inability to understand aviation as well as African Americans or black people.
That sounds crazy.
No, but what I'm doing is
doesn't sound crazy. It is crazy.
My dude,
who batshit crazy?
I ain't know a black man made planes and shit.
Right.
Yeah, you tripping, man. You real tripping.
Man, something wrong with this dude.
Because I don't think I got it out.
Please get it out.
State the question again so they can hear, because I think they want to.
Go ahead and get that racist rhetoric out. Go ahead, get it out.
Yeah,
Well,
this is getting wild.
I was asking, you know, what do you have to substantiate your argument as to Europeans not being as intelligent as African Americans or Africans in general,
learning
or
a skill,
what is your personal experience? Why would you say that?
learning a skill is on a standard which I have the authority to determine how it goes.
So you saying that
that's true.
So James, are you saying
you
that,
want to simplify it? That's
James,
as simple as you could put it.
So James, would you say that in that position, you have the ability to be racist?
See, that's an extension.
Question.
You just extended it.
It's a
93
from that to position that I have to. Come on, man. Come on. From that position, I could evaluate. I could, but from that
position, do you have the ability to be racist?
You see, that's a
question.
Okay, reverse that. Do you know the hold up?
No, reverse it.
I got him right.
You can't reverse. I don't want to reverse it.
That is fine.
I don't want to reverse it.
I got him right.
Let him answer before we reverse it and send it back.
Go ahead.
No, there's no reason to answer. I shouldn't feel that question. That's the same way as you in that other cat. Yo, if your wife is getting fucked by this white dude and this black dude, right? Listen, nigga, I wouldn't even feel that question. My game is too strong. I'm telling you who the fuck I am. Dig a little deeper and you're gonna find out. I'm telling you, I am the one with the designation to have the authority to evaluate the
let me get James. Let me get James up out of here, right? What James is doing is what the racist white people has been doing for decades.
Yeah.
There is this famous study. I don't know. You probably have all heard of it in the neo-Nazi circles. It's called Race and IQ. It's a pseudoscientific study about how a person's race determine their IQ,
their intelligence.
Yes. So James is actually just doing the same thing in reverse. So if that's
I got it, gang. That's the game.
Except, let me shoot the argument down. Let me shoot your argument down. All right. Except what I'm dealing with is people learning how to fly, and you can't.
So some people can't learn how to fly. Some people can, because I've seen some white pilots. I've seen some white pilots.
You want to almost learn how to fly?
I've seen some white pilots.
Some white pilots.
I've seen a lot of white pilots.
Some.
Most pilots are white.
That's why you're gonna have to go back and listen to what Brother James said about the discrimination in aviation that he was talking about.
Listen, look at the null report. Hear me out. Look at the null report and at the accident rates, and then find out the information you want to see. Who's the one buying the farm? See who's the one making the mistakes and going down, even in the safest. All right,
we have more white pilots, bro.
Oh my God, this is
so we can't make the bridge to per capita.
James, I think you're trolling, James.
Can't understand.
So I pulled up real quick.
I'm laughing out
I wanted to
loud
look
with
up
you.
the amount of white pilots.
Here.
It is at 86.4% of the pilots are white.
That you might have been staying away from, and I'm trying to get your kids involved. If you want to get smart, put your kids in aviation. We have an affair. We have the history.
Hey, James,
all right, stop fronting.
James, can you personally make? I know you can engineeringly, drive a plane, but can you personally make that airplane by yourself? I mean, do you know the in and out of making a plane? Or you should know how to.
You're talking about. You see, now you're talking about design of an aircraft. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, sir.
But listen, he's talking about. Look at the ones that crash.
Oh, okay.
The most common ethnicity among pilots is white, which makes up 89.4% of all airplane pilots. Apparently, there are 5.1%
I tell you what,
of the Hispanic or Latino and 2.1% of
what James saying. If you look at it though, he may have a little point on that. Because
no, he don't.
Hold on, let me say it.
Listen,
hold on. The best. Hold on. When you dominate in a sport, right? Listen, the best dirt biker. It's a black guy, right? The best Formula Ford, whatever that shit is, it's a black driver, right? The best golfer one time, he was a mixed nigga, but he had black James in it.
Hey, hold up, man. You
This
just as
shit
bad as
silly
Jay.
as hell.
You're just as bad as
James
Jay.
had
What are you saying? What are you saying?
He's saying you got
He said if
aviators
you put
in
Africans in the same
don't even
situation,
know.
they would be dominant. That's what
That's
he's
what
saying.
Nah.
That's basically what he's saying. He's saying if you put
Listen,
Africans in the
Because you
same
have black
position,
pilots.
that they
Hey,
would be
I'm
dominant.
the best dirt biker this time.
I'm just trying to see
Let's
what
look at one
James
of
saying.
his.
I'm just trying to, hang with James. It's pseudo though, but I'm just hanging with James. I'm hanging with James. Come on, James, let's do it,
Listen,
baby.
I just said in May, I went to the induction ceremony for the Georgia Aviation Museum and Hall of Fame for Donnie Cochran, who was the first commander of the Blue Angels, the Navy mission team. How many white pilots you think there's in the world? All right. And how many?
I just looked it up, bro. 89.4%.
Right? Okay, then per capita. Then look per capita. How many of us crash in then?
Bro, they're not.
Yeah, let's look at it per capita.
African American. Let me see how many African American.
He said per capita.
Let's look
They
at
don't
it per
have even
capita.
enough to fucking.
Oh shit! This show is mad silly. Fact.
Enough goddamn.
I'm dropping
pilots even put up some type of goddamn per capita.
Crazy.
Some of those reports.
Pseudo day.
Let me ask y'all this while you looking for whatever you looking for. Now,
Y'all pseudo is on full display.
We see a lot of police shootings of unarmed black people.
And the US
How many black police officers shoot the unarmed black person?
Got about 300 black pilots in the Air Force out of 14,000.
And
I'm not even going down this rabbit hole with you, bro. Like
300, 300, yo, out of 14,000. Come on, yo, that is what?
This shit's crazy, bro.
And the Air Force best one.
James trained 3.
That's worse than the
My
NBA.
stomach hurt. Yo, my stomach hurt. Yo, this shit is stupid.
Where is the other James? How come
This
you're not
one
saying
nigga
that?
he trained was 5. This is what he talking about.
So I know all the time you've been on here. I know real motherfuckers easy be coming on, but here I am. I ain't bullshit. All right. Just because I talk because I act like us, don't mean that I'm not there.
I don't know what that means. You act like us. I don't know. What the fuck? Hold on. What do you mean by you act like us? Like what does that mean?
By saying nigga, fuck bitches, and all that.
What do you mean when you say you act like us?
He mean when we be saying fuck niggas, bitches, and all that shit. That's what he meant.
I want him to explain.
You don't know shit I say.
What do you mean when you say you be on here? When you get on here, you act like us. Like what? What does that mean?
It's unity, brother. It's unity. I know y'all don't know that. That's the part I'm getting on here for.
No, I'm saying, but you said it's an act. No, you said when I get on here. No, listen. You said it's not real. It's an act. I know you think when I get on here, I act like one of us.
Man, this is crazy.
And James was doing good when he was talking about
one of y'all. I just pretend I act like I'm one of y'all. I'm trying to figure out what does that entail.
I know it's
like one of us.
Was it you that called me an agent?
I never called you an agent. I don't even use that term. That's some conscious community shit. I don't call motherfuckers agents.
Man, he is a pseudo sophisticate. That's what the fuck he is.
Maybe you'll say I'm pseudo sophisticated at this motherfucker.
Damn, you said my name right. I don't even know who you is.
He
said my name right.
I see you on Garfield and on this channel. I mean, I seen you before I chimed in. But there was so much bullshit going on with Sosa and these niggas. I had to get up on here and drop it on them.
Sosa and these niggas.
Yeah, I don't even know what that means. I'm trying to get. I want clarity, but
he trying to come at y'all hard and set y'all straight. In other words, Sosa.
I normally do.
Boy,
Definitely subjective.
Your pseudo is on a whole nother level of pseudo.
You know, when James talking about certain things, he can be completely rational, but I don't
Right.
know.
Oh, yeah,
But then sometimes he just jump
and
off the
then
cliff.
every time you be like, get that source. It don't never be
And then I get it.
exactly how he put it. It'd be like, nah,
And then
bro,
I
this
get it.
is it.
And then
He
you
dives at his source every time.
Every time, man.
Hey,
Suicide by source.
let me say something. It's a little off topic though.
You're always off topic. Go ahead. It ain't stopped me yet.
We had a death of Bill Russell, right? One of the greats. You know what I'm saying? Great sport activist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, rest in peace, Bill.
And I think, yeah, rest in peace. But I think now that the last of the dying breed of sport activists.
Hold
and
on,
when it comes to him,
no, he's not the last.
What the hell is going on?
Bill Russell is the last.
Did you let me finish?
Okay, go
I
ahead.
didn't finish.
Let him
I
go.
said
Let
the
him go.
last of the African American of that type of caliber is going to be LeBron James, right? The reason why I say that is they in Africa now, right? They getting cats like Andre, what's the nigga name? Badupo and
who?
No, Giannis. He talking about Giannis.
Giannis is from Greece.
Yeah, I know he's from Greece, right? But I'm getting they these white boys with the help of Barack Obama and Michael Jordan years earlier.
What the hell?
Are investing in. Listen, what I'm trying to tell you
is this James?
Nah, hey, I'm a Nick. Your name's James too. Goddamn, Federated State James, Pan African James, and Aviation.
Ooh, shit.
But hold on, what I'm saying is that you ain't gonna have, because in the next 10, 15 years, right, it's gonna be continental African dominating the NBA, right? And I believe when you talk about civil issue in America, it's not going to occur no more. I mean, like
Can you name a continental African that's dominating the NBA now?
Joe Embiid.
He's not dominating the NBA.
He's not dominating. He's top 5.
Yeah, the dominant people in the NBA gonna be people like Steph Curry, LeBron James.
I'm saying you talking about the next.
Durant.
Hold on. You talking about the
next? You don't watch basketball?
Right, dude.
Apparently he don't. Like LeBron James, Steph
he
Curry.
is in like the top 10, but he's not like top 5. Embiid in the top 5?
MVP, man.
Yeah, I would say he's in the top 5.
He's in the top 10. He's not in the top 5.
No, bro. Let me say one thing, right?
What?
I still don't get
how many rings do Embiid got?
I still don't get what he meant. This is what I don't get. What does he mean, like people like LeBron James? Is he talking about African Americans specifically?
Yes.
Okay. I get
I would
it.
have I would have a better argument that they're getting more white people from overseas than in the United States.
No, that's
Hold
on,
that's
time out.
that's the European.
Ooh, the Europe League, right? The European League.
No, but it's not owned by the NBA. NBA got an African league. They don't go to Europe. They go right into
That's what I'm
They don't
talking
have
about.
to go to. They don't have to. They go to Europe. They don't have to go there. But there's a whole league there to pluck from.
Time out. They don't have a league in Europe, nigga. They don't have.
Listen.
I hear what you're saying.
I hear what y'all saying, but listen, as long as America keep producing top level high school draft basketball prospects in America and college,
you don't know nothing about basketball.
Through these colleges in America,
you don't know nothing about
Africa is going to have those gyms that pop up. Same way in the UFC. In the UFC, you got what? You got the 3 top champions, all are from Nigeria. You got Francis Ngannou, you got Israel Adesanya, and then you got the other dude,
from
the welterweight,
Cameroon. I think he's from
Karamu Usman.
Yeah.
They're all from Africa. They're dominating. What does that mean?
And
They're
ain't none
the
of them,
best.
ain't none of them
They're
beat
the
John
best
Bones
in
Jones
their,
yet.
but none of them in John Bone Jones's weight class.
They didn't,
But
yeah.
Ngannou. So him and Ngannou may go at it. Who knows?
Yeah, Ngannou just got there.
Well, hold
He just rose
but
up.
Yeah,
the
and
reason
Ngannou
why
just got there.
the reason why I say this shit, right? Because there was a NBA have an NBA junior, right? Those from 12 to 13 years old, right? And those African team beat everybody by at least 20 and 30 points until they play against the US team, and they went down to the final 130, a minute and 30 seconds left. The African team had two players who got injured, but it came down to the last second shot that was missed by the African team, and the US got the ball. But I'm just the talent on that team.
Look,
I'm just saying the future.
Look,
right. So who's the top recruit coming out of Africa for
right now?
What
All
I
right,
can
hold on.
tell,
The
what
last
I
year's
can
draft,
tell
hold
is
on. Last year's draft, Nigeria had 20 first round pick, 20 born like Nigerian descent. And the
And
top
which one you like? Which one you like? Which one you
And which one is dominating in the league right now?
No, but what I'm saying, you don't. But the point of the matter, you understand what I'm saying. You talking about Kevin Durant. The next 10, 15, 20 years, Kevin Durant is not going to be in the NBA. Curry will not be in the NBA.
But see, what
Let me
the
get this
brother
out. Let me
saying,
get
he's
this
saying
out.
just like if you look at track, once upon a time America dominated the track. Next thing you know, Jamaicans is dominating. We just had a track. We just had a track event 2 weeks ago. The Nigerian woman won. She won like the 200 meter.
Yeah, no, I want to
what he's saying is it's getting ready to be a paradigm shift from American dominance, African American dominance.
I get that, but I want to know: does he consider that a bad thing or a good thing?
It's a bad thing. It's a
Why
terrible
would it be a bad
Why is it a
thing?
bad thing?
Because at the end of the day, I'm Pan-African, right? At the end of the day, listen to me.
But those are Africans.
First of all, you asked me a question, right? You gonna let me finish? Huh? Or are you gonna talk over me? What I'm saying is, I'm a Pan-Africanist, right? These ball player who's gonna be the star of the league will only see interest, right? Most of them will only see interest in their own country. They would not worry about what's going on in so-called America, homie.
So you're upset that you're thinking that the Africans when they come over, they won't be activists. That's what you're saying.
What I'm saying is they would not be talking on the issue.
This is banana shit crazy.
No, he just said he's a Pan-African. Do you know what
But
Pan-African?
he's mad at
Yeah, he don't know
Africans
what
getting mad at
Pan-Africanism means.
Do you know what Pan-African means? Because
explain
what you're saying is not Pan-African.
Yeah, Pan-African James, you still rocking with Federated States after that comment?
No,
I had to jump out the car. I jumped right out right there.
No, he ain't. Don't ride with that nigga. That nigga.
I'm out the car.
This is bananas.
All right, you guys explain Pan-Africanism to me.
Oh my God, we got to explain.
Well, Pan-Africanism is, if simplified, it just means that all Africans, wherever we find ourselves on the planet, or seeking a united type of situation where we could help out on a global scale.
Okay, so
how is Africans coming over here a bad thing?
Hold on. So what when I say that I don't believe, right? 10 to 15
This nigga
years,
just said explain Pan-Africanism to me. Are we seriously having this conversation?
Hold on. Because you said I wasn't speaking Pan-Africanism.
You wasn't. You're speaking bananas.
Let him say it. Let him say it, Savio. This shit is crazy.
So what I was saying is
be entertaining.
All right. So first of all, I said 10 to 15 years from now, right? I don't believe those continental African, right, will be a Pan-Africanist type of. I don't think they will would be involved in African American affair when they talk about march for this one, march for that one. I don't think it will be in their culture to do that because I don't see them.
Yeah, but you see, you're
saying that. If I say that, how that is not Pan-Africanist because that's my theory. I don't see them doing it. So how is that Pan-Africanist?
You're saying that's Pan-African, but it's not, because you're
I'm
saying
saying
it's
not Pan-African. Why you say I'm saying it is? I'm not saying it is.
I specifically asked you, you
How's
said
that
I'm a
Pan-African?
Pan-African. You said I'm a Pan-African, right? That's what you
Right.
said.
Right.
And so I'm asking you, this thing that you're theorizing, it's anti-Pan-African. So how are
Yeah,
you?
exactly. I don't. Yeah, what I'm saying is,
Your ideology is wrong for
no. What I'm
Pan-Africanist
saying,
position.
Yeah,
as
it
a
is.
person, so you, as a person,
Totally.
I don't see ball players from the continent are going to embrace civil things that
Can I
happen.
ask you a
Yeah,
question?
you're saying you don't. So you're saying you don't trust Americans.
Nah, I
So
don't
can
trust
I ask him a question? So
That's
can I
not
ask
what
him a question?
Pan-Africanism.
What are they
So I
supposed to be doing?
You
Can
see
I,
what I'm
hold on,
saying?
hold on,
they
hold on.
supposed
Can
to
I
be
ask him a
crazy?
question? Can I ask him a question? That's
Go
what
ahead.
that was my question. What do you expect these Africans to do for us that they wouldn't go and do for their country and their people? Why wouldn't you expect them to go back and help their people out? Why wouldn't you expect that?
And then you got to go on the other spectrum of that. What is the African Americans doing for Africa?
And I have no, but what I'm saying is, we
44 million, 1.2
Yeah, I
billion
understand
people.
Like you got to
No,
make it make sense in your own
No,
head when you bring these things out.
if he stood up and said, I'm for African American, I'm not a Pan-African, then
would
his
make
argument
sense.
would make sense.
would make a lot of
But
sense.
he's saying he's a Pan-African, and the argument he's making is
Anti-Pan-African.
against Pan-Africanism.
Yeah, it is.
No,
He doesn't
because
really understand.
No, but the reason, no, here it is. The reason why I'm saying it, because I don't see, because of the education. Look, if you send these white folks to the continent, right, and these African see how these white people treat them nice and whatever the case may be, right? Their mindset, you're right. They're gonna think about their own people, but also gonna think about how nice those white folks were, and they would not.
You're losing.
He lost the shit out
He
of
lost me.
How are you lost?
He
Just
jumped
give it
to
up,
white.
homie. It's over.
He jumped to white people. Where did white people jump to?
It sounds like you don't like Africans. I'm just gonna say it.
Wow. Where did the white people come in?
God damn.
That's why James got out the car, because he
Yeah, I had to hurry up and get out.
Look, I'm not a Pan-Africanist, and I'm offended by
Motherfucker finna crash into the wall
Yo,
real
that was
fast.
crazy.
Yeah,
Y'all too much. Hey,
Shit.
I gotta
That
apologize for those statements. God damn.
you gotta
You ain't
understand.
even a Pan-African. You apologize.
Jesus
If
Christ,
the elected
Yeah, you butchered that one, Federated State. I got to give it to you.
to send prisoners over to Africa to bring gold and only give it to white people, and the Congressional Black Caucus would agree, you talking to people who ain't gonna do nothing.
That's
all right.
right.
That's
Are you talking about the CBC?
James, I know you know what I'm saying.
Yo, so let me try to shift the goalpost.
You're the only one who said wrong.
What where we have African American leadership at? Like, who would y'all identify as someone that's in the forefront of spearheading something positive for us? Who can y'all identify?
Well, some people would argue the CBC is at the leadership.
No.
I wouldn't put it as necessarily like one sole individual. Past the day of Martin Luther King, just one sole head of that.
I'm just asking, can you identify anybody?
He went to church leaders right away. It ain't
Yeah. That's what it's gonna be. But I'm just trying to get them to go ahead. Let us see. You done messed it up, Jay.
How about the NAA? How about the NAACP?
They're gonna say they were a church organization.
Yeah, that was started by the Jews. They were founded. That was founded by the
It don't
Jews.
matter who was started by.
Yeah, it do matter.
It don't matter.
What do you mean it don't matter?
It's about the work. It's about the work that they do. Either they're doing the work or they're not.
Omar Johnson.
No,
No,
we ain't doing that one. I'm just so we don't have
people,
so basically
a lot
what
of people
this is the type of shit I'm talking.
so
we don't have no
Side,
leadership. We don't have nobody that we can
Neil
turn to.
deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, you got people like Cornel West. You got people like Neil deGrasse Tyson out there.
about Reverend
I
Al?
like Michael Eric.
Okay, no, okay, now
How
see,
about
now,
Reverend Hal?
hold up.
And then you got black people that are in positions of in the Senate, and like those people like may not stand out like your Martin Luther King leaders, but they're putting in work. Bro. You can't just overlook it just because they're not a big name like Malcolm X.
I nominate myself, but you ain't ready.
No.
I
How
feel
about
you
the
too.
Reverend?
I'm
How
you,
about the
James.
Reverend
I
Al
might rock
Sharpton?
with you.
I'm
Based on
asking.
what we got,
I'm
I'll
asking
rock
for
with
his
James,
resignation.
You know what I'm
He's gonna set us back. He's gonna set us back.
You don't need a nigga flying through the air.
I was just asking, how about the Reverend Al Sharpton?
Nope.
No, see, I'm saying, but see, this is sad though.
I love his activism, but nope.
All I did was ask a question.
So this is the state that we in. We can't even identify any type of positive leadership to get us out of this
We
situation.
got plenty of positive.
But we don't. But see, listen. That's
man,
it.
we got plenty of positive
we
people, man. We got
right
in Atlanta. We got Stacey Abrams. But you got to look at people. All the people that are in positions in Congress, in the House, or in your local areas that are working. Like especially in Atlanta, and these black cities, bro. Like you got all these people that are putting in work to get shit done for black people. Bro. Like,
on a serious note, are we discounting the Congressional Black Caucus?
Yeah.
We have to get them up out of there. I mean, based on what we see,
but I'm not discounting.
We haven't seen any type of real progress. Just like someone had. The reason why I said this because someone had interjected that earlier. Like, what as far as like leadership and even as far as Congress, like what do we have? So that's why I brought that question out.
We had CC Carlos Pinckney, and they shot him in South Carolina. He was up and coming. There was a founding father of the country. There was a framer of the Constitution named C.C. Pinckney. You know his plantation down there.
What year was that? What year was that, Jay?
Well, you mean in Mother Emanuel when they shot?
When they got shot.
When they shot all 9 people?
You talking about the church in South Carolina?
That's right.
What year was that?
You know Carlos Pinckney was coming up in the game, in the political game.
Hold up, slow down.
When was that?
Too fucking fast. You saying that one of the 9 people that European got shot in that church was up and coming
pastor Carlos Clemente Pinckney, the pastor who got killed in that thing.
That was saying that he was somebody that we should have been looking to for some type of honest leadership.
All I'm saying, he was coming up as a leader.
Why won't you answer the question?
So you're saying that so you're saying that that set us back. That's what you're saying. You're pointing to him.
He was assassinated.
They were asking if we had any leaders that we could look to as leaders, and I said Carlos Clemente Pinckney was going to be such a leader, even if he's coming from a church background.
Right.
The one that got killed with Mother Emanuel.
All right, man. I'm done because I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with church.
We're trying to find. Hey,
I got an issue with
look in your neighbor, look in your community, man, and look at those African Americans in those positions. Yeah, like they ain't just there, just cool. Like motherfuckers trying to put Moses.
You know who else in South Carolina? Jim Crow, Jim Clyburn. He was going to take his spot.
Oh my God, you tripping?
But I thought Jim Clyburn passed on.
Yeah, he was saying that was the guy that was in that was going to take his spot when he transcended. But
Jim Clyburn ain't passed on. Jim Clyburn is still there. That motherfucker, good for nothing.
So listen. Hold on.
No, he did something.
Google. Hey, so who you think was our greatest leader in America?
It's hard to say. It's hard to say.
For African Americans, right?
It's hard to say one.
Are you gonna pick one person?
I think it'd be a bit unfair. I think it'd be a bit unfair to name just one, but you can name a few.
Okay, that's a good.
You mean all right? So how my next question is, how successful were they as being a leader?
Well, it all depends.
To know names, yeah.
It all we can get to names. We can get to people like MLK. We can get to people like Malcolm X. We can get to Frederick Douglass.
So what was
we can
so
get
great
to
about
Thurgood Marshall. People like those were leaders.
So
I'm sorry?
Martin Luther King, what was his greatest attribute? What was his greatest achievement that you think was
Oh,
was you
oh,
that
his
you
greatest achievement, his
He was
greatest achievement
scholar, brother.
that
I can't
without
hear
him,
you.
I don't think we would have had the Civil Rights Act of 1965.
Oh, okay, so okay, if you say okay,
I don't see.
but do you think it was?
Not to mention, he was a great
He was the
promoter.
face of it. We can at least agree to that, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It sounds like
We got a certain amount of history that we can go back and look at and analyze.
Social sound like he's not on that boat. Maybe you're on the Malcolm X boat.
No, I love him. Man, I love him. Okay, I don't like. Come on, bro. Like he got shit done. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think he did.
He put work in, bro. Like his shit.
Right,
It changed laws. You feel me? Like
Real work.
I love Malcolm, but Malcolm didn't. You know what I mean? Wasn't able to see fruition.
Malcolm was dealing with an internal strife. He never got a chance to focus.
But time Malcolm broke out of that cult and started really getting his own footing, he was
they killed him early.
So I love Malcolm, but you ain't, you know what I mean? But,
As long as the leaders are church leaders, we will never get anywhere.
I don't agree with that.
I agree with that.
I don't agree with that.
100%.
Because you're moving so fast.
I don't agree with that. I'm sorry.
Look at the condition.
Well, MLK was a church leader, was he not?
Yeah, he was.
But you just said that's a
he
bigger
got
fish.
something done.
Yeah,
What
but
he
that
got
was bigger
done?
than
and he just big up Carlos Clemento Pinckney was a reverend.
Yeah.
He was up and coming leader. And
I did when I bigged him up, we were speaking in a context. All I'm saying, who could have been looked up as a leader? That doesn't mean I'm going to say he would have been the end all be all and the savior to.
Yeah, but your argument is not consistent, though.
The greatest leader for African American was Bill Clinton. Nigga. Was Bill Clinton?
What?
Yeah, you a key.
No, that's not good.
I think you're trolling.
Yeah, you. That's a kid saying.
The first black president. The first black president.
That's consistent. If it's a black pastor or church leader, we're going to have the same result as all the rest of them in the past.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you know what?
Listen, guys, hold on. I'm sorry. Listen, bro. Slavery is over, bro. Like y'all niggas talking like we living back in the goddamn 1900s. This shit is goddamn offensive. Niggas is on YouTube and the internet with Wi-Fi services, iPhone George and all type of shit. Talk about who's the next goddamn great leader. Like, nigga, like we in a position now we can start pushing shit forward, man. There's a lot of black people all over the country in position, bro, making moves, bro. Like,
you said all that to say what? So what's their name? What
we need to do it on a family level now. That's where it's at now, on a family level.
Hey, so you know what's crazy? It's Hispanic, Asian, Indian people from India don't have a leader in America. They just do what they do what they do. You know what I'm saying? Why we have to have a leader?
Because
everybody got a
Jesus
leader,
complex.
Bro. I don't understand what
complex.
Jesus complex.
Now we don't need the structure that everybody else got.
Waiting on that savior, waiting on goddamn Amenhotep the fourth to show us goddamn lead us into the goddamn empire.
Everybody has this structure that we talking about, and they seem to be successful. So I don't understand why we wouldn't need the same thing that they got. Man, got them in number one and number two in position. We in last place. The only thing I can see is we lack poor leadership. Somebody with some integrity to do the right thing for our people here and abroad.
Waiting on the savior to show up.
That's it. Yeah, you're gonna need that. You're gonna need somebody, and you notice that if it wasn't valuable, they wouldn't keep killing them every time they pop up.
So, sir, are you familiar with the?
How the hell?
He was.
James brother, like I'm not necessarily familiar with that plantation in particular, but I live in Charleston, James. So seeing a plantation is not a big deal. Like,
well, it's pink.
I can see it on the way. I can see it on the way home from work.
Well, this is easy. It's easy to follow me on this. Pinckney, C.C. Pinckney, was a framer of the Constitution. That's who owned that plantation. He was a framer, and his father was an Englishman who came up there in the colony, and they had a lot of slaves. And as a matter of fact, they helped build Mother Emanuel. That's where it came from, right? Now,
was this
his
an
name-
African American?
No. We're talking C.C. Pinckney, who is
The
a
slave
framer
owner.
Constitution. None of them are African American. Okay, we're talking about an Englishman, English descent, right? And this man that we were fast forward to the man who got killed. His name is also C.C. Pinckney, who came out of that plantation and out of that church.
So he took his enslavers. He took his enslavers' last name.
Right, and I'm saying it came from. So that's why
I don't think that's
you
right. He might
there's
have
a
making that shit
connection.
up.
There's
I'm
a
gonna look that shit up. I don't believe it.
That's
But
how
hold
you know
on.
you got Johnson, Johnson.
CC,
That's how
the
we get his
CC
last
is
name.
what is his real name? The CC Pinckney nigga. Because the other dude is Carlos Clemente. What is his?
Charles, I believe the first name is Charles, just like Carlos. What's Carlos in Spanish? That's Charles. In English, that's Charles. So the first name got to be Charles, and then I believe his middle name was some kind of funny name. In this case, Carlos Clemente is the gentleman who got killed in the church, and the people who started C.C. Pinckney is Charles. It ain't Colcock. Nah, that's Jones. It's Charles. It's C.C. Pinckney, man. It's the framer of the goddamn Constitution. It's the framer of the God. Listen.
Hey, James.
Don't be too dense, all right?
I don't understand what James said.
I don't be talking bullshit. I'm
Hey,
dropping
James.
science constantly. All right.
James.
Yeah.
Charles Pinckney.
Question to you, James.
The United States.
Hold on, James. Question to you. In that church, is it true that MLK one of his
I don't know, man. I could tell you right now. In the church, I don't know. I could tell you that before you even finish.
Okay.
I don't know. In the church, I don't know. Outside the church now, I'll try to know. But in the church, it's all belief. And I'll only be telling you what I believe.
Okay.
You want to hear what these guys are trying to push me all the time when I'm dropping jewels on them.
Drop those jewels, boy. Drop them. You know you the man, Mr. Aviation.
So you're saying that this Pinckney, if they didn't kill him, he would have been the liberation of black people?
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Nah, that ain't what he said.
Sosa tell you when he look it up.
He just said that he was a hope, not that he was going to be, because nobody could tell the future. He said that he had promising attributes that he could have possibly been somebody that was good for our people. Because that was the question that I had. He didn't say it absolute.
Probably would have billed him as a descendant of a white man who turned black in the U.S. While you're bullshitting.
I don't know where that came from.
Me neither. That was awful wild right there.
Genetics, though, right?
So what you come up on, Sosa? What you read up on this guy?
He's amazed right now. Sosa should be enthralled.
I mean, I'm trying to find a little more. I'm talking about the white dude.
Right now, you can't. You can't brush over this shit that I'm talking about because.
But just put if you put a pastor killed. What was that guy's name who killed him? The little white guy. If you put that in, you could probably find him quicker. So you know what I mean?
Oh
like,
yeah,
whatever his last name and killed in church. And if you put that on the circle,
no, I know who that guy is. I know.
They gave him the burger and shit after.
Hey James, you from? Are you from British?
No, well, a British colony like the U.S. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago, but I grew up in New York.
Yeah, by you cussing, it don't sound right with that British tongue.
So you said he sound like he's from Britain. He sound like he's from New York to me.
Nah,
C.C. Pinckney, Charles Courtworth Pinckney.
Hold on, go ahead.
Right?
You sound like you need to drink tea. with your pinky up while you drinking that tea. It don't sound like you.
Yeah, so the elder Pinckney was a devout Christian. That's why he helped the slaves build that church because they can indoctrinate their slaves much better under Christianity. And then once his son came up, that's when the colonies were forming, and he was part of that. C.C. Pinckney, the same name as the dude that got killed.
Oh wow.
So there are three Pinckneys.
Let me just share this shit.
How many Pinckneys are there? Because now I'm confused.
Yeah. What I
those
say is these what they did when they made the pastor the viceroys of the African American community.
That's right.
That's basically what they did. So those people are in control, or they always put them at the forefront of the African American community. Just like back in time, when they conquered Nubia, they made them the viceroys, meaning they overseen those people, but they didn't
I'm glad you're saying that, because that'll temper Sosa from blowing his mind in that area, man. That's Charles.
I'm looking at
that's a unique area.
They gonna skip with the conclusion of the Revolutionary War, Pinckney returned his legal practice, becoming an attorney, blah blah blah. Brother, so Tim and his brother basically dominated the state's government during this period. Though a close friend was follow legislator Edward Rutledge. Pinckney opposed Rutledge's attempts to end the importation of slaves, arguing that South Carolina's economy required the continual infusion of new slaves. Pinckney also took the lead negotiating to end a border dispute with the state of Georgia, and he signed a convention at Beaufort, which temporarily solved some of the disputes. So, what are you giving this elder Pinckney credit for?
As the framers of the Constitution, simply that. And a devout Christian who started Mother Emanuel Baptist Church and had these slaves worshiping there. And they must have kept his name all the way through till present day.
I'm trying to see where he became a frame of the Constitution.
No, he's saying that's a leader that black people could look up to. Is that what you're saying?
No, he's talking about the guy that got killed in the church in 2000 or something. This is the slave owner that's responsible for the Constitution.
And they bear the same name from the same plantation.
Yes, because slaves carried the last name of their owners. So he's talking about the guy that got killed by whatever his name is. Dang, I can't forget that. I don't care about
but what about the guy that killed? Because so far all I'm hearing is about the guy who was the slave owner.
Yeah, that's what Sosa
looking at what
he hadn't gotten to.
I'm looking at his position and shit. These South Carolina Charles C. Pinckney boasts. We have obtained a right to recover our slaves in whatever part of America they may take refuge.
That's right.
Which is a right we had not before. So you're saying, are you saying that
Dylan Roof,
old dude's father was on that slip? I'm gonna look that dude up.
Are you talking about?
So he wrote the fugitive slave clause, from what I'm seeing here, which meant that they could go and pick up slaves from anywhere.
What I don't get is what the point of bringing up this guy, the slave owner.
And because I asked what was the leadership today, and he interjected that particular guy's name, which got killed in the church that he's
but we're still not learning anything about the guy that was killed. All we're hearing is about the slave owner.
He was in the state legislature and he was coming up. You see how Warnock came up? You see how Warnock came up in Georgia? Okay.
Oh, there he is right
there. Clemente Carlos Pinckney, he was coming up that way. And you know, he had high hopes. He was pastor of that historic church in Charleston, and he was coming up. So that's the prominence I'm saying. He had a future, and I'm saying I wouldn't put it past that it was an assassination.
Me neither. But that's a hell of a coincidence for somebody like that to get killed.
But you
see what you said. It says Pinckney's paternal family are based in Beaufort, South Carolina area, and maybe descendants of slaves owned by Charles Coltworth Pinckney, who was instrumental in framing the United States Constitution and was a part of the Middleton Rutledge. I'm familiar with Middleton. I went to Middleton High School. Middleton Rutledge Pinckney family, a family that includes many politicians.
I'm coming dead at you.
Okay, so all right, boom.
Okay, so you're saying that this guy is a good role model for black people?
He was. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, he
Okay.
said that he was a possibility. Is basically what he's saying. Not
Okay,
not
then I
absolute.
don't see what the
I don't
issue
disagree
is.
with that. I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, but I don't know. Nobody else didn't bring nobody to the table that we could decide this guy. And I never heard of this guy in my life until just now.
Right. And
Oh, you're
that's,
talking,
that's how they
but when
want
you
it.
say role models, you're talking about in modern times, right?
Yeah, we're talking about right now. Who could we look to try to, that we could say is somebody that we can look to for good leadership? Like, okay, the last person we had supposedly was Barack Obama, right? They got him up in here too.
How
I'm
is
just
he?
saying, you see his name.
How
That's what made me
Yeah,
think. I'm saying
okay.
that was the last person, that was the last beacon of hope that we had for somebody to enact some type of justice for our people. Like we thought when he came into office that he was going to be a savior for our people. I mean, that's just really what we thought. We thought that he was going to change the police brutality and right some of the wrongs that we had been experiencing in this country. But that never came to fruition.
Yo, that man had
So-
old people in wheelchair, young people walking to the vote booth, miles and miles. They were so excited to get that president.
Holla at me, Sosa.
Yeah.
Bro, I mean, like, I'm not trying to compete with you and say, oh, I got the best Negro leader. I'm saying, like, in the United States, there are many black
leaders,
African Americans that are putting in work, and to try to single it down to one person is
No.
insane.
I wasn't describing Barack as a.
I'm not.
Talking about the Sosa, I feel that. All I'm doing is
I'm in Atlanta. We got people like Raphael Warnock. You know what I'm saying? This became senator in Georgia.
Stacey Abrams.
Stacey Abrams. She might. I'm hoping she win. She came close to winning the governor last year. You know what I'm saying?
Well, hold on. What happened? What happened to that? Did they cheat her up out of the?
Yeah, there was a situation with some of the voting because the guy that won.
See what I'm saying? There they go. That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
there they go.
I mean, that's some of the game that's played. Whenever
I know. I'm just saying we still
whenever
have to
voting
deal
comes
with
around, they're gonna use particular tactics to limit the African American vote. You know what I mean?
Well, I just didn't want the significance of CC Pinckney to be.
Yeah, we appreciate that. We got goddamn.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. I've heard of that sister that you're talking about that's in Georgia. But it seemed like they on the attack. They're attacking her.
She was instrumental in flipping. Georgia.
Yeah. So see, but see, this is the type of tactics that we got to be paying attention to, right? So what we want to ask ourselves is how the hell, if all of the majority of the African Americans in the South, how the fuck is all these states red? And you know how they do it? They do it by criminalizing and putting everybody most of our people on some type of thing where they would lose their voting right. They just overturned that in Florida where the felons can now vote again. So that's what you got to look at some of these.
Even though most African Americans are in the South, there's only 44 million African Americans versus damn near 300 million. You know what I mean? So yeah. So I mean, you can combat that if African Americans choose to move from other northern states to with a political design to say, okay, we're gonna actually come here, we're gonna vote. You know what I'm saying? Then you can have more effect in those particular areas if you take that route.
Right.
Sosa, I don't think there's enough African Americans to make the difference on a national level.
No, we had to all go to one state.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that. I agree with that. The 13% is killing us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You could do it by locality, like a state or even a city.
Atlanta, you can lock down Atlanta, like in Atlanta. You can lock down.
Yeah.
But it's not just Atlanta. We got a lot of areas. Atlanta, Stone Mountain, parts of Decatur. You know what I mean? So there's lots of other areas. You know what I mean? But shit, man.
But that's the way you have to do it because there's not enough to make the difference on the national level.
Yeah, numbers just ain't big enough, man.
Yeah.
But your number would be big if you go to the continent.
Man, they don't need no more black votes. They got enough black votes on the continent. How many more shit? You think our 44 million is fucking up their votes? Shit. Shit. If they make that shit appealing, I'll go there. Shit.
Man, that gold.
I mean, a lot of people is going there right now from here, so it's not like nobody's gone.
I'm trying to establish air service between the two across the Atlantic.
Right. Hey, when you tally up the amount of African Americans going to the continent and the amount of Africans leaving the continent coming to America,
It's just a drop in the bucket.
Uh, well, yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah, matter of fact, they'll swap with you. Hey, trying to come over?
Hold
Let's
on.
just swap straight up. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. Nah, depends on the demographic. Yeah, young folks would go, but you talking about like from 50 over, that niggas staying right there, man. They ain't got time for no America.
Yeah, because most people after 50 are comfortable where they are. So
Right,
with the whole new shit and start to struggle all over again like that.
Yeah, they ain't got
Youth
time.
movement, man. The youth movement.
Yeah, they ain't feeling that shit like that. But you are right, because the young people, America's a good seller though, man. They know how to sell their products. I mean their image, you know what I'm saying? With Hollywood, with music and all that shit, and global war, especially on the continent. They see all these cats with all those gold chain necklace bands and see Hollywood, nigga. Yeah, they get mesmerized. They want to come and enjoy. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that,
America's image is the cowboy hat and the big belt buckle, man. It's still in the leading category.
no, that's where you go wrong. Because I
where
think
you get this stuff from?
the image of America is more hip hop music than that cowboy hat.
Oh, it took over then. Well, I'm from I'm older than you.
Number one image in America is most probably gonna be a black person. It's gonna be a Beyonce, Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm old. You see that times are changing. I came from a time when it was that was the image, you know. That
I've been trying to tell you, James, that time has changed, but you just won't accept it.
James, you told me you were much older.
Refuse to come into 2022.
And I'm 43.
He lives with the Tuskegee Airmen and like you want to talk about the dead plantations? Like, nigga, I'm from Charleston. I don't want to talk about plantations. Shit, I've seen them my whole life, bro. Like, the hell?
But I tell you what though, there's some beautiful, especially on East Africa, there's some beautiful landmarks, you dig, that I feel like if like wealthy Black Americans, but don't let them, you know what I'm saying? It's not racist. I'm just saying that don't let other race take what you can make. You know what I'm saying? You don't wait until it's already taken by white folks, Asian people, Chinese. You go and grab that shit. You got
Are you talking about going to live among the same Africans that if they came over here, they wouldn't do shit for African Americans? You want me to go live amongst them?
That's what Corey was talking about. People are not gonna try. It's gonna be hard for them to leave and go through here and even go get a badass crib.
I'm not saying go. I'm not
because
saying go
the risk
live
is
there.
high.
I'm saying build
more need all around them, and people gonna be coming at them.
What you said again?
I'm just saying, you know, sometimes poorer people would be coming at the richer people, especially I think the dynamics from an African American well-to-do going over, let's say, into Nigeria and getting a big crib out in the suburbs somewhere. You're asking for it.
No, I'm talking about not just go and live, right? You also got to contribute to society with, job aspect of it, creating jobs.
You from Liberia. I hear that, right? I hear that ideology from Liberia. There's this girl on YouTube. I hear that a lot, but that's not the American way that you're talking about right there.
Explain.
Contribute to society and shit like that. Listen, the American way is to prey on society.
It's not like that down south though, man. These Yankees up top here, they on that shit. Down south niggas, they you know what I'm saying? They don't pray. I mean, there are people who prey on them.
No, we got to admit there's a degree of safety within these United States borders that, African American now has grown used to. Most African Americans, like I said, refuse to even acknowledge they're even African. You know, they've been living here so long. I ain't
Well, that's
African.
the system. That's the system. Because growing up in school, they wasn't educated about Sierra Leone and Liberia. This is sovereign nation their people created. They never was educated about Martin Luther King, civil rights, civil this, but you guys had a sovereign nation, Sierra Leone and Liberia. Get out of here.
Yeah, you might have heard me needle Unc and Chef about where they come from, because from where I think you mentioned from where you're from, or where Sekou is from, or somebody, it's right there where they had what's called the Republic of Maryland, and that's what merged with Liberia, right near the Côte d'Ivoire,
right
on that end, on the east end.
Right.
What we could do over here, man, if we were to build a resort or something down there and just have an airline going back and forth, port with containers going back and forth to the US, I'm asking y'all to take a look at the vision.
All right, look though, we're rocking for a minute. I'm about to dip out.
I'd love to do business with Africa, man. I would love to trade. I would love to have a flight school in Liberia and people coming from all over Africa to learn that trade, to learn that skill.
All right, fellas. Gonna wrap it up.
All right.
Yeah, man. I gotta go. I'm gonna go kick with my brother Unbiased for a little while, watch him goddamn show
Yes,
these
sir.
police videos and learn these rights, man. So thank everybody for coming on, man.
Peace,
Yeah,
man.
Support our brother Unbiased and shit, man. I'm finna go over there and chop it up with him, man. So
What is it? Unbiased what? Unbiased sports?
Yeah, I'm dropping a link in the chat, man. I go over there and chop it up with him, build with him.
All right, brother. Be cool.
Yeah, for sure, man. Thank you everybody for coming up, man. We might go live tomorrow. We've been rocking out consistently. You know what I mean? Shout out to brother Chef putting in that work, going live constantly. The Pseudo Killers show, the Sunday, the Pseudo Killers NPR radio, National Public Radio and shit with the politics. I kind of like the way that shit was rocking now. CK and Truth Ministries, man, I was going in. Yeah, they rock for a minute too. Yeah, man. So thank everybody for coming out, man. And